Chapter 2138. Boss, you're alright? Han Xiaopa rubbed his hands together excitedly, but then felt like he'd said something stupid. Lin Yi was definitely fine, or else how could he have broken through? The hidden house of Han hadn't been around for a long time, but Han Xiaopa was still a disciple of a hidden house. He'd never heard of anyone breaking through with an injury before. Most people would only break through after they'd recovered. I'm fine. Lin Yi nodded. This Wujindao's Beastman fusion is very powerful. I have to admit, the Gone Mountain School has some tricks up their sleeves. Yeah, but boss is more skilled than me. I was scared out of my wits on the stage. I didn't know what to do, Han Xiaopa said guiltily. Not only can I not help boss, but I'm also a burden. That's right. It's not your fault. You've just broken through to Earth class, and you can't even use your skills, much less fight your opponent. Lin Yi waved his hand. He didn't blame Han Xiaopa. He still remembered when he'd first broken through to Earth class, and how powerless he'd felt when he'd fought Blue Hair for the first time. Boss, let's go back for lunch. There's the last extra match in the afternoon, and it's the highlight of every Hidden House Summit. Han Xiaopa said. Extra match? What kind of competition is this? Haven't you heard anything about it? Lin Yi nodded. No. Han Xiaopa shook his head helplessly. We've tried our best to find out, but the Hidden House Han is isolated from the rest of the hidden houses. I'm afraid the other hidden houses and sects have already found out about the competition, but we haven't heard anything. Whatever, we'll take it one step at a time. If it doesn't work, we'll just forfeit. Lin Yi said. 2 bets, we can afford to lose. That's true. Han Xiaopa said, this last match was already thrilling enough. These bets weren't really worth it. Oh right, when boss was breaking through just now, Tang Yu from the hidden Tang family came over. He said he wanted to protect boss. But he didn't do anything, so I don't know what he meant. Yes, I know. Lin Yi was a little confused about Tang Yu's strange behavior, but he couldn't figure out what Tang Yu's goal was. In this Hidden House Summit, Tang Yu seemed to be very friendly. But he couldn't figure out why, so he decided not to think about it. Together with Han Xiaopa and Han Tianba, they returned to their temporary residence. After having lunch and resting for a while, a disciple of the hidden Zhao family came to the courtyard and shouted, Is the hidden Han family's patriarch Han here? The last round of the Hidden House Summit is about to begin. The contents of the competition will be kept a secret for now. Family head Han, please bring the participating disciples and the 2 wagers to the conference hall. Okay, I'll go now. Han Tianba nodded, but in his heart, he did not agree. Keep it a secret for now? Other than keeping it a secret from the hidden Han family, the contents of the competition were probably no secret to the other families, right? But Han Tianba had no choice but to lower his head. He could only keep a low profile and go with Lin Yi and Han Xiaopa to the hidden Zhao family's conference hall. In the conference hall, the elders of the other families and sects were all present. After Han Tianba registered the wagers and Lin Yi's name, he sat in his seat. What surprised him was that other than Elder Zhao, there was also the Gone Mountain faction's Patriarch Wa. The last round of the Hidden House Summit will be jointly organized by our host, the hidden Zhao family, and the Gone Mountain faction. Old Master Zhao said, Here, I would like to thank the Qian Mountain sect for their contribution to this competition. They took out one of the Qian Mountain sect's guardian spirit beasts, the ancient spirit beast, the wind, thunder, purple lightning beast, as the spirit beast for this competition. So, in order to thank the Gone Mountain faction for their contribution, we have decided that with the hidden Zhao family as the leader, all the hidden houses will take out 1 item to compensate the Gone Mountain faction. This is purely compensation, it cannot be won back. This decision was made by Elder Zhao and the other elders. Originally, it was agreed that only the hidden house Zhao, House Yu, and a few other noble houses would take out 1 treasure each, but the hidden house Han kept winning, which made Elder Zhao very unhappy. So, he wanted to drag him down with him and cheat him of some benefits. This was equivalent to the Gone Mountain faction's patriarch were using the hidden house Han's benefits to get rid of Lin. It sounded like a huge joke, but it was the truth. No one objected to this kind of scheme to cheat the hidden house Han, since they didn't really need to take out any wagers. It was just a pretense, and the ones taking out the wagers were the Hidden House Zhao and a few others. They were just cooperating, so why not? They could even give the Gone Mountain faction some face. No one would say anything about this kind of favor. However, Han Tianba frowned. Wasn't this obviously extortion? Although the Hidden House Han didn't lack such a wager, they didn't have such a rule. So, Han Tianba asked calmly, Elder Zhao, in the past Hidden House summits, there has never been such a compensation, right? If the Gone Mountain faction feels that it's not worth it, then they can cancel the additional test. There's no need to put all the rewards on us, right? This way, those of us who haven't even participated in the competition have already lost a portion of the wager. Even if we participate, we might not win. That's the same as losing 3 portions of the wager. Who calculates things like this? This is the collective decision of the Hidden House Summit. Elder Zhao said calmly, the Gone Mountain faction contributed an ancient spirit beast with the bloodline of a mythical beast for our Hidden House conference. Isn't this righteous act worthy of our respect? It's just a wager, just to show our sincerity. How is this contribution? After the competition, the spirit beast will still be returned to the Gone Mountain faction, right? Han Xiaopa also felt that this rule was a bit of a scam. Although that's the case, what if something happens to the spirit beast during the competition? What if it dies or gets injured? Wouldn't the Gone Mountain faction be responsible for it? The Gone Mountain faction's gate leader naturally wasn't willing to lose out. Since he had already taken the wager, there was no reason for him to give up. He had to make the Hidden House Han take out something. Oh, that means that as long as we hand over a portion of the wager, if anything happens to the spirit beast, the Gone Mountain faction will be responsible for it. It won't have anything to do with the participating families, right? Lin Yi's heart jumped as he looked at gate leader when asked. Chapter 2139. So that's how it is. Looks like sect leader was awareness is quite high. Lin Yi nodded. Of course, I took out the ancient spirit beast because I'm prepared to sacrifice myself. Otherwise, I wouldn't have asked for your bet as compensation. Although sect leader was said that, he didn't think much of it. Did this Lin Yi think that he was invincible just because he killed the spirit wolf by luck? One had to know that this ancient spirit beast, the purple lightning beast, was an ancient spirit beast with the bloodline of a mythical beast. Not only did this ancient spirit beast have high intelligence, but its strength was also top-notch. The most important thing was that this ancient spirit beast with the bloodline of a mythical beast was different from normal ancient spirit beasts. It could use martial techniques. This was something that other battle-attributed spirit beasts didn't have. Moreover, this spirit beast's martial techniques would continuously improve as its level increased. Of course, this purple lightning beast was only at the peak of the late phase of the golden class. It was impossible for it to use martial techniques. However, the strength it had at the peak of the late phase of the golden class was enough to fight against a heaven-class early phase master. This was also why the disciples of the Qian Mountain sect had the same status as the hidden noble houses even though their strength wasn't that great. They had guardian spirit beasts, and the disciples could also control the spirit beast and establish a contract with it. Moreover, they could use the ultimate move of becoming one with the beast. This was something that the other hidden noble houses couldn't compare to. But then again, if this Qian Mountain sect could have a few heaven-class masters, then it wouldn't be a normal sect anymore. It would definitely be promoted to an ancient sect because they had the capital to do so. Therefore, from sect leader's point of view, if Lin Yi and the purple lightning beast were to fight, there wouldn't be a second possibility. There would only be death. Even if the purple lightning beast didn't use much strength to fight Lin Yi, a few slaps would be enough to kill Lin Yi. Of course, if it was possible, he would kill Lin Yi right away to relieve the hatred in sect leader's heart. However, although this purple lightning beast was one of the guardian spirit beasts of the Qian Mountain sect, it didn't establish a contract with anyone in the Qian Mountain sect. It wasn't that the past disciples and sect leaders didn't want to form a contract with him, but that he didn't care about you at all. The purple electric wind thunder beast and the other guardian spirit beast lived in the Qian Mountain gate because the heaven and earth spirit qi there was denser than other places. Moreover, the Qian Mountain gate provided it with good food, spirit medicine, and treasures, so it could barely stay there. Otherwise, the purple electric tempest beast would have left long ago. This time, to let the wind lightning purple lightning beast come out was because sect leader Wu lowered his face and begged many times before he got what he wanted. In truth, the wind lightning purple lightning beast saw that Gantian mountain sect kept on giving it spiritual herbs, so it reluctantly came out. It was just that sect master Wu himself knew about these things, but it was impossible for him to tell others. If other people knew that his Gantian mountain sect couldn't control this ancient spirit beast, it would definitely cause other sects to covet it. Who knows, ancient-level people might even target them. That would be a calamity that could wipe out the sect. Above the ancient sects, there were few things that could restrict them. Moreover, many ancient sects were maverick and specialized in killing and robbing people. In the past, when that ancient sect was destroyed, wasn't it because they had treasures and were targeted by others? This was why this thing was like that. An innocent man would get into trouble because of his treasures. Sect leader Wu wasn't stupid and didn't dare to say the truth. He pulled this purple lightning beast out to show off initially because he wanted to raise his sect's prestige in front of these hidden aristocratic families and sects, to shock them. To let them see that although Gantian Mountain sect didn't have a heaven realm expert, they had an even stronger ancient spirit beast. Now that the situation had developed to this point, it wasn't as simple as just showing off. He wanted to eliminate Lin. Even if he didn't hide the treasures given to him by the Zhao family and other aristocratic families, he would still eliminate Lin Yi. After all, Lin Yi killed his nephew, Wu Jindao. Oh, since sect leader Wu has made such a big sacrifice, then we can't take advantage of it for nothing. Isn't it just a bet? All right, we, the hidden Han family, won't take advantage of others for nothing. As Lin Yi said that, he turned to look at Han Tianba and said, "What does Elder Han think? Since Mr. Lin has said so, then we'll do as Mr. Lin says." Han Tianba naturally wouldn't have any objections to Lin Yi's decision, so he nodded and agreed. "All right, Xiaopa, go take out another treasure and give it to sect leader Wu." Lin Yi ordered Han Xiaopa. Han Xiaopa nodded and left the meeting hall. For an Earth-class practitioner like Han Xiaopa, it was only a matter of minutes for him to return to his temporary residence. Soon he came back with a treasure. Lin Yi took a look at it. It was a spiritual fruit that could be consumed by spiritual beasts. It could increase their strength by a small amount, but just a small amount was already amazing. One had to know that spiritual beasts didn't have any spiritual arts to train. They relied on absorbing spiritual energy to level up slowly. Therefore, many spiritual beasts from the ancient times were rare to have a golden-class beast. Mystic-class spiritual beasts were all heaven-defying existences. If they took out their inner core and used it for alchemy, it would definitely be a great supplement. Even the Sky Elixir sect would be tempted by it. This was also why Yu Lu and the others were so excited when they saw General Wei Wu, a mystic-class spiritual beast. If they could capture it, even if they didn't keep it for themselves, they could still exchange it for a lot of good stuff. Of course, they only dared to do this because they saw that General Wei Wu wasn't a threat. If Meng Yao knew about these theories and let General Wei Wu act a little more domineering, pretending to be an ancient spiritual beast with an attack attribute, Yu Lu and the others wouldn't have dared to act so rashly. This spiritual fruit didn't have much use for Lin Yi, but for the Qinshan sect, it would be very useful. Lin Yi laughed in his heart. This Han Xiaopa was indeed his follower. He really knew how to pick things. Actually, it wasn't that Han Xiaopa knew how to pick things, but he felt that Lin Yi didn't have a spiritual beast, so there was no use for it. Giving it to the Qinshan sect was a little too cheap, but since boss Lin Yi had asked him to do this, he must have thought of a countermeasure in the last match. He wouldn't be at a disadvantage, so he'd let the Qinshan sect be happy for now. When boss won the championship, he wouldn't even have time to cry. One had to say, this follower of Han Xiaopa had the potential to read people's expressions. It was just that he didn't know that Lin Yi had a spiritual beast, so it was a lucky hit. If he knew that Lin Yi had a spiritual beast, he probably wouldn't have taken it out. Chapter 2140. As Lin Yi spoke, he pushed the spiritual fruit to sect leader Wu and said, "Don't blame me when something happens to your spirit beast." Of course, with so many family elders and sect leaders as witnesses, since I took out this spirit beast, I have the awareness of losing it. Sect leader Wu was overjoyed when he saw what Lin Yi handed over. He recalled Lin Yi's words in his heart and felt very disdainful. You, Lin Yi, want to touch an ancient spirit beast? That's a pipe dream. From sect leader Wu's point of view, Lin Yi's confidence was inflated after he defeated the spiritual wolf. He thought that he could do anything to the purple electric wind and thunder beast. He was really an idiot. Even if Lin Yi directly used his earth-shattering killer move to kill Ma Dashan of the Golden Bell sect, he couldn't do anything to the purple electric wind and thunder beast. The reason why this purple electric wind and thunder beast was called the purple electric wind and thunder beast was not for nothing. Its physical attributes were beyond the 5 elements. It had both wind and thunder attributes. The wind attribute was reflected in speed, depending on the wind speed, so it was called the wind attribute. The thunder attribute couldn't be reflected now, but once the purple electric wind and thunder beast leveled up to a certain level, it could use martial skills. That martial skill was purple lightning, which was a fatal blow to the enemy. So, the purple electric wind and thunder beast had rough skin and thick flesh, so it wouldn't be affected by Lin Yi. Even if it realized something was wrong, it could use the speed of the wind to escape. In this way, it was impossible for Lin Yi to do anything to the purple electric wind and thunder beast. Good, since sect leader Wu is so magnanimous, then I didn't give this spiritual fruit in vain. Lin Yi smiled slightly. He wanted to hear this from sect leader Wu. Otherwise, if something happened to his ancient spirit beast, he wouldn't let it go. Alright, since everyone has reached a consensus, I will announce the rules of the last additional round. Old Man Zhao said, this round is called the Spiritual Beast Duel. The Spirit Beast Sparring Competition was a competition in which the contestants would be placed in the same space as their spirit beasts. Whoever could last the longest would be the victor, and the second and third place would be decided according to how long they lasted. Of course, although this competition was called the Spirit Beast Competition, it didn't mean that you had to fight against spirit beasts. You could hide and express goodwill to spirit beasts. Of course, if you didn't mind dying, you could also forcefully resist. Therefore, this competition was a comprehensive test for the participants. However, this competition was also abnormally dangerous. If one did not have a certain level of ability, it would not be an exaggeration to die on the spot. Therefore, those who are timid and afraid of trouble can admit defeat and not participate. Although Elder Zhao had said that they could concede, that was because of the rules of the tournament. After all, not all disciples of hidden houses and sects would want to die. You couldn't just force them to concede, right? However, Elder Zhao was afraid that Lin Yi would concede as well, so he purposely glanced at Lin Yi when he spoke. However, seeing Lin Yi's calm face, Elder Zhao relaxed. It seemed that Lin Yi wouldn't give up. This was good. As long as Lin Yi didn't give up, he would die for sure. Alright, that's the rules for this round. If there's anyone who doesn't want to participate, concede immediately and you can avoid danger. Elder Zhao said, those who don't concede will draw lots, and according to the order, the Spirit Beast Duel will begin. There is no time limit, so if we can't finish today, we will continue tomorrow. First, I represent the Hidden House Zhao to withdraw. Old Zhao's announcement surprised everyone, but right after that, Old Yu from the Hidden House Yu spoke up as well. We, the Hidden House Yu, are leaving as well. We, the Hidden House Zhuang, are just here to watch the show. This extra round, let's forget about it. Elder Zhuang said. The Hidden House Yu also withdraws. Elder Yu said faintly. Although Yu Dake had returned to the Hidden House Yu, he didn't use his injuries as an excuse to not participate. Elder Yu, on the other hand, didn't suspect anything. He only checked his injuries and found out that they were indeed healed by the circulation pill and the meridian opening pill. There was still some medicine left in his body that hadn't been refined, so he didn't suspect anything wrong with Yu Dake. The Hidden House Yu had no lack of masters to rely on, but an Earth-class mid-phase master had healed himself and returned to the Hidden House Yu. There was no reason for Elder Yu to reject. Although it's a bit shameful to withdraw, the Hidden House Tang should also give up. Elder Tang smiled. Lin Yi narrowed his eyes. He didn't expect so many hidden houses to withdraw from the last extra round. This was a double wager, didn't they want it? However, their actions also gave Lin Yi a wake-up call. It seemed like this last round wasn't friendly. It seemed like these people already knew the difficulty of the last round, so they all chose to withdraw. Thus, the remaining contestants were the Qianshan Gate, the Golden Clock Gate, the Fire Wolf Gang, the Hidden House Pai, and the Hidden House Han, which was represented by Lin. This meant that half of the contestants had withdrawn. This was unprecedented in the previous rounds. Alright, if that's the case, the remaining 5 houses will draw lots to decide the order. Elder Zhao said. Under Elder Zhao's arrangement, the 5 houses came up to draw lots, and the order was also decided. First was the Hidden House Pai, followed by the Fire Wolf Gang, the Golden Clock Gate, the Hidden House Han, and the Qianshan Gate. The Qianshan Gate was the last. He didn't know if it was a coincidence, or if they did something to the draw, but Linny didn't care about these small details. It didn't matter. After the order was decided, everyone walked out of the meeting hall and went to the martial arts field behind it. At this moment, the martial arts field was already set up. There was a huge metal cage with a strange spirit beast inside. This spirit beast looked like a Qilin beast, but not completely. It had a single horn on its head, and looked like a cross between a unicorn heavenly horse and a Qilin beast. It would be more accurate to say that it was not a beast. Chapter 2141. No problem. The representative from the Hidden House Pai was Pai Zhihai. He was participating this time to train his willpower. He was a physical practitioner, and was already at Earth Class Early Phase Peak. If he didn't have an opportunity, it would be hard for him to break through again. So he had to find a chance to break through the limits of his body. This spirit beast trial was dangerous, but there were always opportunities. Just like the Ice Palace trial, many people still participated despite knowing the dangers. Alright, please come over. Wen nodded. He didn't hate the Hidden House Pai, so he used beast language to tell the Purple Lightning Beast to mess with Pai Zhihai and force him to admit defeat. It didn't have to kill him. This Purple Electric Wind Thunder Beast could actually understand the human language. This kind of ancient spiritual beast with spiritual intelligence was extraordinarily intelligent. However, in its eyes, it couldn't even be bothered to communicate with a weakling like Sect Master Wa. Therefore, the Purple Electric Wind Thunder Beast only snorted and didn't agree or disagree. It gave Sect Master Wa an ambiguous answer. Fine, as long as you don't hurt our Gone Mountain sect disciples. Wa saw the Purple Lightning Beast's attitude and had no choice but to go for the next best thing. Pai Zhihai entered the cage and stared nervously at the Purple Electric Storm Beast. He didn't dare to be careless. In the next moment, the Purple Electric Storm Beast charged at Pai Zhihai like a madman. Pai Zhihai jumped in fright and ran for his life. As a result, a miraculous scene appeared. Inside the cage, Pai Zhihai was running in front while the Violet Lightning Tempest Beast was chasing behind. However, the Violet Lightning Tempest Beast was clearly not using its full strength because Sect Leader Wall knew that the Violet Lightning Tempest Beast's speed was much faster than this. But, no matter how fast Pai Zhihai ran, the Purple Lightning Beast always maintained a certain distance between them. Pai Zhihai ran as fast as he could, but the Purple Lightning Wind and Thunder Beast followed him at a steady pace, as if it was toying with him. Seeing this, Wa let out a sigh of relief. It seemed like the Purple Thunderbolt Beast was giving him some face. As long as it didn't harm Zhihai's life, it wouldn't be considered as offending the Hidden House Pai. However, Gate Leader Wa knew this, but the others didn't. The Purple Electric Storm Beast was chasing after Pai Zhihai, and Pai Zhihai was running like crazy. Old Master Pai was sweating profusely. Pai Zhihai originally had the mentality of gaining experience, but he didn't expect this Purple Electric Tempest Beast to be so fast. Previously, he had wanted to take the opportunity to launch a sneak attack on the Violet Lightning Beast. But now, it seemed that forget about launching a sneak attack, it would be good enough if the Violet Lightning Beast did not launch a sneak attack. After 2 laps, the Purple Electric Tempest Beast was getting a little bored and annoyed. You're just a little Earth Class Early Stage Peak Physical Practitioner, and you dare to show off in front of me? I've chased you for 2 laps. If you don't kneel down and admit defeat, why are you still running? Therefore, the Purple Lightning Tempest Beast wanted to teach Pai Zhihai a lesson. It suddenly roared and sped up. I admit defeat, I admit defeat. Pai Zhihai finally gave in. He was scared. It wasn't worth it to be killed here by this purple lightning tempest beast. Gate leader Wa thought to himself, you should have admitted defeat long ago. How strong do you think you are? And you want to arm wrestle with the purple lightning tempest beast? In front of a heaven-class early-stage master, this purple lightning tempest beast was not inferior, let alone a little earth-class early-stage peak physical practitioner. All right, I'll open the door to the cage, you can come out. Gate leader was said calmly on the surface. However, the moment Gate Master Wa opened the cage, the purple electric beast slapped Pai Zhihai's back with its claws. Although the claw didn't land, it still left a large patch of blood on Pai Zhihai's back. Pai Zhihai stumbled out of the cage and spat out a mouthful of blood. His face was extremely pale, and he didn't even manage to stand outside the cage for a few seconds before collapsing to the ground. Zhihai. Elder Pai's eyes flashed with worry and remorse. If he knew this purple lightning tempest beast was so strong, he wouldn't have let Pai Zhihai go. He almost died. Pai Zhihai was the hope of the hidden house Pai's younger generation. Pai Zhishan was in charge of the house, and Pai Zhihai focused on martial arts. With the two of them working together, the hidden house Pai would slowly prosper, but if Pai Zhihai died here, then it wouldn't be worth it. Grandpa, I feel like there's a strange qi in my body. Pai Zhihai spat out another mouthful of blood and fainted. Elder Pai was hateful, he had nothing better to do. Why did he have to agree to let Pai Zhihai train? What was there to train? No wonder so many houses chose to give up. They were the smart ones. Zhihai, your body. Elder Pai saw that Pai Zhihai had fainted and panicked, but he wasn't a spiritual master and couldn't check Zhihai's condition. He had no choice but to look at Gate Leader Wa for help. Elder Pai, please accept my condolences. This ancient spirit beast, purple lightning wind beast, is very powerful. If I'm not wrong, your grandson's body has been injected with the pure energy of spirit beasts. This pure energy is similar to the pure energy of heaven and earth. We can only ask a heaven-class master to try and refine it, otherwise. Although sect leader Wall didn't say the rest, Elder Pai could guess that it was definitely not going to be a good thing. Sigh. Elder Pai sighed and looked at Elder Zhao, Elder Yu, Elder Tang, and a few other sky-class masters, wanting to ask them for help. However, these old men were like old students in meditation, looking straight ahead. None of them came forward to help. It wasn't that they didn't want to help, but it was because it wasn't a good job to help others refine their true qi. If they weren't careful and didn't refine it cleanly, the true qi would run into their own bodies. That would be a disaster for them. Chapter 2142. Of course, this was for normal practitioners except for Lin Yi. Lin Yi's art of dragon mastery was different from normal practitioners, and he didn't need to absorb qi from the qi high point. He could absorb qi from any point in his body, and the pure qi from the beast's body could be directly absorbed and converted by Lin Yi. Lin Yi couldn't convert other types of energy because Lin Yi didn't have Zhang Naipeo's skills. He couldn't convert all the qi into his own, but he could absorb pure qi for his own use. This was also the reason why Lin Yi was able to absorb qi from General Wei Wu and Skybolt Pig. Lin Yi, on the other hand, used the art of dragon mastery to automatically convert the energy needed by the recipient according to the practitioner's arts. Lin Yi, on the other hand, transferred it directly into their body, saving them the process of absorbing and converting it through the qi high point. Lin Yi's body was filled with pure energy, but he didn't need to do it himself. But at a time like this, Lin Yi, naturally, wouldn't help the hidden house Pai. Lin Yi had a grudge with the hidden house Pai, and even if he didn't, Lin Yi wouldn't be interested in their business. Old Master Zhao saw that everyone else was indifferent and sighed. He had no choice but to walk over by himself. He was the host, so he couldn't just sit back and do nothing. However, if he wanted to get involved in this matter, he had to figure out if it was worth it or not, and if he could get involved. Old Man Zhao walked over, and Old Man Pai immediately felt grateful. Old Man Zhao, thank you. You're welcome. It's hard to say if he can be healed or not. Old Man Zhao waved his hand and didn't say anything. He just stretched out his hand and checked Pai Zhihai's meridians. However, after checking, he frowned deeply. Old Pai was shocked. but he didn't dare say anything. Sect Master shook his head. He knew that the Violet Lightning Beast was angry. However, the Violet Lightning Beast had already given him face by not killing Pai Zhihai with a single slap. That was an ancient spiritual beast with the bloodline of a divine beast. How could it possibly listen to Sect Master's commands? It wasn't the headmaster's contracted spirit beast. It was reasonable for him to punish someone like Zhihai. This is not easy. This is indeed pure spiritual energy of the world, but I can't absorb and refine it. Old Zhao said, if I force it into my body, I won't be able to do it. I'm sorry, but there's too much qi in your grandson's body. This. Old Pai's heart sank after listening to Old Zhao's words. Old Zhao, how can I save my grandson? I'm willing to pay the price. Old Zhao shook his head. This wasn't easy, and it wasn't easy to get the reward either. If he couldn't absorb it, he would have to find a way to force it out. This was a huge price to pay, and if he went mad, it wouldn't be worth it. Elder Yu, and Elder Tang were older generation Sky Class Masters, and they had encountered this kind of thing many times. There were people who begged them and they tried, but it all ended in failure. Pai Zhihai had a lot of pure qi in his body, and even if there was just a bit, it would be very difficult to force it out. So they didn't even think about trying. They wouldn't do it no matter how much money was given, it would affect their cultivation. I can't do anything about it. I think we should let our Zhao family's king pharmacist take a look. If he can't do anything, then I can't do anything. Old man Zhao shook his head and said, in fact, he didn't have any hope for this. Okay, thank you. Old Pai didn't know, but having hope was better than having no hope at all. He quickly carried Zhihai and went to find Yao Wang with the disciple Old Zhao arranged. The second to go up was the disciple of the Fire Wolf Gang. Seeing how badly Pai Zhihai was beaten up, and Mingyue didn't seem to be affected at all. She didn't seem worried at all and still let her own disciple go up. First match, Hidden House Pai Disciple, lasted 7 minutes and 49 seconds. Second match, Fire Wolves Gang Disciples, get ready. Old Zhao announced the results. Headmaster saw the Fire Wolves Gang Disciple walk over and open the door, letting him in. After the Fire Wolf Gang Disciple entered the cage, he seemed to ignore the purple electric tempest beast. He just stood there foolishly and did nothing. This situation made the purple electric tempest beast slightly stunned. It thought to itself, is there something wrong with this person? Just standing there like an idiot? He didn't even try to hide? So the purple lightning beast tried to chase after the Fire Wolves Gang Disciple and play with him, but the Fire Wolves Gang Disciple didn't care at all. He just stood there like an idiot, as if whatever the purple lightning beast was doing had nothing to do with the Fire Wolves Gang Disciple. Seeing this situation, the purple electric tempest beast was a little annoyed. It tried to pounce over, but the Fire Wolf Gang Disciple was still indifferent. The purple electric tempest beast also lost its temper this time. It slapped the Fire Wolf Gang's disciple and sent him tumbling. But the Fire Wolves Gang Disciple wasn't as useless as Zhihai. After falling on the ground, he didn't beg for mercy. After a while, he stood up shakily and didn't move an inch. Question mark. The purple electric tempest beast was puzzled. Who was this person? He got hit and acted like nothing happened? Was there something wrong with this person? However, since this person continued to stay here after being beaten and did not run away, the purple electric tempest beast had no reason to keep him alive. It walked over and gave the Fire Wolf Gang disciple another slap, causing him to fall to the ground. This time, the Fire Wolves Gang disciple didn't get up so quickly. The elders watching from the outside shook their heads. They knew that the Fire Wolves Gang disciple was weird. He wasn't afraid of being beaten or killed, but this time, he probably couldn't make it. Fire Wolves Gang disciple, are you dead or alive? If you don't stand up, then you lose. Old Zhao pondered and asked. After all, if he died on the spot, then it wouldn't count as the result of the match. Chapter 2143. The purple electric beast was speechless. Was this person looking for death? Looking at him, one more slap and he would probably die, right? However, the purple electric beast had no sympathy. Since you came in and didn't run or beg for mercy, then just wait for death. Hence, The purple electric beast of wind and thunder slapped over once again, causing the Fire Wolfgang's disciple to tumble. This time, the Fire Wolfgang disciple did not move. At the same time, Mingyue said, "All right, we admit defeat. We've endured to our limit, let him out." He could still come out? Everyone was stunned, but Wagang leader still opened the cage. The Fire Wolfgang disciple on the ground miraculously moved again, but he could not stand up. Instead, he crawled out of the cage and went all the way to Mingyue's side. Mingyue gave a few instructions to a trusted subordinate beside her, and the subordinate took the injured disciple away. As for where they went, only Mingyue knew. The other elders present did not know. However, they would not deliberately investigate. This Fire Wolfgang was very secretive, even more secretive than the Everyday and Everyday Sun sect. It was a new big gang that rose up in the last 20 years. Even the ancient sects did not dare to provoke them, so no one would bother with their business. Since the disciple was not dead when he came out, even though he admitted defeat, the results of the competition were still valid. Therefore, Old Master Zhao directly announced, in the second round, the Fire Wolfgang disciple lasted for 9 minutes and 8 seconds. It had to be said that the Fire Wolfgang disciple had fallen a few times, but he actually lasted longer than Pai Zhihai. He was actually in the lead now. In the third round, the disciple who went up to compete is the disciple of the Golden Bell sect. After Old Master Zhao announced the results, he continued with the next round. It was the disciple of the Golden Bell sect's turn. This time, Jin Gang was a little hesitant. Of his 2 previous disciples, one was dead and the other was injured. The one who died was his favorite disciple, and the one who was injured was also a genius disciple. However, when Jin Gang saw how injured Pai Zhihai and the Fire Wolfgang's disciples were, he didn't have much hope. Pai Zhihai was injected with true qi by the spirit beast, but Diamond Drill was not worried about this. After all, the Golden Bell could isolate true qi. However, he was afraid that this disciple's Golden Bell would not be able to defend against the spirit beast's attack. If he was seriously injured, then the gains would not make up for the losses. Thinking of this, Jin Gang instructed the disciple beside him, "After you enter, learn from the Fire Wolfgang's disciple and stand there for a while. As long as the ancient spiritual beast doesn't attack you, you can buy some time. When it chases after you, run. If it catches up to you, catch it for a while. If you feel like you can't hold on any longer, quickly surrender and don't continue fighting." Yes. The disciple of the Golden Bell sect also knew the importance of the matter, so he nodded and replied. Therefore, after the Golden Bell sect's disciples entered the cage, they followed the Fire Wolfgang's disciples and stood there in a daze. However, this move was obviously useless. The Purple Lightning Tempest beast saw that this person was also using this move. It didn't even bother to try and scare him and directly slapped him. The Golden Bell sect disciple didn't know what was going on, but he was slapped to the ground. Because of the Golden Bell shield, he suffered some injuries, but they were only minor injuries. However, he didn't dare to stay any longer. Since this Purple Electric Tempest beast could break his Golden Bell shield, he would definitely die if it hit him a few more times. Therefore, the Golden Bell sect's disciple was decisive and didn't get up from the ground. He said, "I surrender." We came to the door of the cage, and the Golden Bell sect's disciple got up from the ground and ran out. It took him less than a minute to run, becoming the contestant who lasted the shortest time. Jin Gang saw the whole process and sighed helplessly. His disciple was unlucky. The previous 2 moves were used by the Hidden House Pai and Fire Wolfgang's disciples. He didn't know if the Purple Lightning Tempest beast was tired of playing with it or something, but the moment it came up, it slapped his disciple to the ground. Fortunately, his disciple was fine, or else Jin Gang would regret it even more. For the third match, the Golden Bell sect's disciple lasted 38 seconds. Elder Zhao announced, "For the fourth match, the contestant is from the Hidden House Han. The Hidden House Han disciple, please come up." At this moment, be it old Zhao or sect leader they were all really nervous. Lin Yi's ranking was so low. After watching the first few battles, would he just give up? If he gave up, then all the preparations would be for nothing. They really didn't do anything to the order of the lots. After all, such small details could easily be criticized. Therefore, they all stared at Lin Yi, waiting to see what Lin Yi would choose. Boss, why don't we just give up? This ancient spiritual beast is really quite scary. Han Xiaopa lowered his voice at this point. Moreover, I suspect that Sect Master Wall can interact with this ancient spiritual beast. What if he makes that ancient spiritual beast harm you, boss? You must know that you killed his disciple and the spiritual wolf. Don't worry. Lin Yi smiled and calmly walked toward the cage on the stage. Phew. Those who saw Lin Yi walk over all heaved a sigh of relief. Elder Tang sighed. It seemed like Lin Yi was dead for sure this time. Tang Yuyu's good karma would be useless in the future. As for the elders who wanted to kill Lin Yi, they were unusually excited, especially Wu Jindao, who was extremely happy. He instructed the purple electric wind thunder beast in beast language. In a while, when this guy enters the cage, kill him directly. Don't hold back, you must kill him. Whether he begs for mercy or not, kill him directly. Roar. The purple electric wind thunder beast seemed to disagree with Wu Jindao's tone. Do you see this? This is a spiritual fruit. If you kill that person, it's yours. Wu Jindao pulled up his sleeves and revealed the spiritual fruit that Lin Yi had given him to the purple electric wind thunder beast. Roar. The purple electric wind thunder beast narrowed its eyes, as if agreeing to Wu Jindao's request. Hee, Lin, you didn't even dream of this, right? The spiritual fruit you gave me will become the key to your path to hell. If not for this thing, the purple electric wind thunder beast wouldn't have agreed so easily. Chapter 2144. Lin Yi walked to the front of the cage. He opened the cage quietly and allowed Lin Yi to walk in. What the crowd didn't expect was that Lin Yi walked into the cage. He didn't dodge or hide, but walked straight towards the purple electric beast. Including the purple electric beast, everyone was stunned. Was Lin Yi crazy? Was he here to die? Just as the crowd was puzzled and the purple electric beast was confused, Lin Yi used a voice that only the purple electric beast could hear. I know you can understand what I'm saying. I also know that Wu wants to kill me, but I have a suggestion. You should follow me, it's better than following him. The purple electric beast was stunned. It didn't expect Lin Yi to use a technique like true Qi transmission. Only Heaven Realm Masters could use this technique, and not all Heaven Realm Masters could use it. This purple electric beast had lived for tens of thousands of years. It was naturally knowledgeable. Moreover, Lin Yi actually knew that it could understand human language. Even the people from Qian Mountain Gate didn't know this, right? Moreover, what confused the purple electric beast the most was that Lin Yi said that following him was better than following Qian Mountain Gate. What did that mean? You'll know soon, don't resist. Lin Yi walked over, stretched out his hand, and placed it on the purple electric beast's body. He used the first stage of the art of dragon mastery and transferred a small amount of energy into the purple electric beast's body. The purple electric beast was shocked, its eyes filled with shock and disbelief. It looked at Lin Yi, speechless. Was this real? This person in front of it could actually transfer energy to it? What the purple lightning beast needed the most was energy to level up, otherwise it wouldn't have been able to stay in Qianshan sect for so many years. But it could be said that although Lin Yi had only transferred a sliver of energy, it was extremely pure, comparable to 10 years of training. The spiritual fruit that Wu had taken out earlier, on the other hand, didn't even give it 1/100th of the energy that Lin Yi had just given it. Hence, the purple electric tempest beast really went a little crazy. It looked at Lin Yi and thought about everything, but it didn't completely believe him. After all, its intelligence was very high. Just this one moment wasn't enough to make it completely believe Lin Yi. Lin Yi didn't say much, only smiling faintly as he activated the first stage of the art of dragon mastery once more, sending a bit more energy over. This time, the purple electric tempest beast no longer doubted it. It finally believed that there was someone who could help it increase its strength. This time, the purple electric beast didn't doubt him anymore. It finally believed that someone could help it increase its strength. I have one. It's my little brother now. I've already raised it from yellow to mystic. It's only a matter of time before it reaches Earth. Lin Yi saw that the purple electric beast believed him, so he threw out another sweet offer. Sky Thunder Pig? The purple electric beast was also a divine beast passed down from ancient times. It naturally knew about treasure-seeking spiritual beasts like the Sky Thunder Pig. In ancient times, the Sky Thunder Pig had another nickname, Fortune Pig. In other words, it could find anything valuable. The purple electric beast was a little envious of the Sky Thunder Pig's ability. How could it not have heard of it? However, which cultivator still knew about the Sky Thunder Pig? This Skybolt Pig was the same as the purple Thunderbolt Beast. They were both ancient spirit beasts with the bloodline of a mythical beast. They had gone extinct a long time ago, and this Lin Yi knew about the Skybolt Pig. He didn't make it up, he really did have it. Therefore, the purple electric beast didn't suspect anything. It quickly nodded its head, expressing its willingness to follow Lin Yi. What a joke! With such a great benefit, wouldn't the purple electric beast follow Lin Yi? Wouldn't it be an idiot? It wasn't a contracted spiritual beast of the Qianshan sect, so it had nothing to do with the Qianshan sect. Although it had eaten a lot of spiritual herbs and treasures, it had also protected the Qianshan sect for so many years as a guardian spiritual beast. Both sides didn't owe each other anything. The Qianshan sect was the one that built the sect at the place where the purple electric beast cultivated. The Qianshan sect owed it. Okay, if that's the case, when the disciple from the Qianshan sect comes in, kill him with one slap. Lin Yi said to the purple electric beast, "This is also your proof of loyalty." The purple electric beast nodded its head, indicating that it had no problem. It wasn't an idiot. Naturally, it knew that to follow a new master, it must show some sincerity. However, the purple electric beast didn't feel any pressure betraying the Qianshan sect. The two were originally in a cooperative relationship. The sect master used the purple electric beast to show off in front of others. If it wasn't willing to cooperate, it could naturally terminate the contract. Then you play by yourself. I'll cultivate here for a while. As soon as Lin Yi finished speaking, he sat cross-legged on the ground and began cultivating the second stage of the art of dragon mastery. He had just broken through to the middle stage of the Earth class, so Lin Yi had to consolidate his strength. The purple Thunderbolt beast naturally wouldn't disturb Lin Yi. It couldn't wait to please Lin Yi. After all, Lin Yi was a great character that could help it level up. Just the benefits that the purple Thunderbolt beast had received were enough for it to cultivate for a long time. From the looks of it, Lin Yi hadn't used his full strength. He only gave it a little benefit. Therefore, the purple electric beast had to perform well so that Lin Yi would value it enough and give it more benefits. However, Lin Yi sitting cross-legged in the cage and cultivating made the people outside widen their eyes. What was going on? Why wasn't the purple electric beast attacking Lin Yi? Not only that, Lin Yi was still cultivating there fearlessly. Wasn't he afraid of the purple electric beast? Therefore, old Zhao, old Yu, old Tang, and the others all turned to look at the sect master of the Qianshan sect. However, with Han Tianba and Han Xiaopa nearby, they couldn't ask directly. After all, using a spirit beast to kill Lin Yi wasn't something to be proud of. The meeting of the hidden houses was supposed to be fair and just on the surface. Who knew if the people from the ancient level were paying attention? If they were to be seen by those people, none of them would be able to escape responsibility. Sect Master Wu was also very puzzled. What was wrong with the purple electric beast? Didn't they agree to let it help kill Lin Yi? Why are you ignoring me when things have come to a head? Purple electric beast, what are you doing? Quickly go kill Lin Yi. Sect Master Wu used beast language to speak to the purple electric beast. Chapter 2145. But Lin Yi didn't bother with him. Since the beast had already submitted, he could say whatever he wanted. If the Gan Mountain sect had enough to move the beast, it would have submitted a long time ago. Why would it wait until now to follow Lin Yi? Lin Yi channeled his arts, feeling a little regretful that it wasn't as fast as when Xinyan was by his side. Xinyan was like a moving treasure, and even Lin Yi wasn't used to it. I'm going, it'll be up to you later. Lin Yi opened his eyes and gave an order to the purple lightning beast. He walked towards the door of the cage. Master Wu, open the cage. This purple lightning beast is really scared of me. I've been training for half a day and it hasn't reacted at all. Being the champion of this tournament is so boring. What arrogance. You've only been in there for half an hour. Don't think that you're the champion for sure. Gate Master was troubled, not knowing what went wrong, but he still said coldly, the one who laughs at the end is the champion. Lin Yi replied faintly and walked towards Han Xiaopa. Gate Master frowned. This Lin Yi was just ignoring him. It pissed him off, but there was nothing he could do. In the fourth round, the Hidden House Han has lasted 31 minutes and 25 seconds, maintaining the lead. Next, the last contestant, Gone Mountain Sect disciples, please enter the stage. Old Zhao announced expressionlessly, but he was hating inside. This Gate Master had said it so well before, but now he dropped the ball at the last moment. He still wanted the treasure? Old Zhao had already decided not to give it to him. Lin Yi wasn't dead, so what was there to give? Old Yu, Old Tang, and the others had the same thought. They wouldn't give anything to Gone Mountain Sect. Lin Yi was fine, and even if he didn't get first, he'd be second. This Hidden House Summit was a failure. A Qianshan Sect disciple went up. This disciple was the one who usually reared the Purple Lightning Wind Thunder Beast. Although he didn't establish a contract with the Purple Lightning Wind Thunder Beast, he was the disciple in Qianshan Sect who was most familiar with the Purple Lightning Wind Thunder Beast. Therefore, it wouldn't be a problem for him to participate in the competition for as long as he wanted. Go ask the Wind Thunder Beast why he didn't kill Lin. Sect leader ordered the Gantian Sect disciple when he opened the cage. But the disciple readily agreed and walked into the cage. He was a little displeased as he scolded the Purple Lightning Beast. Hey, Purple Lightning Beast, why don't you kill Lin? Did our Gone Mountain Sect treat you well for nothing? All these years, we let you cultivate, gave you good food, and didn't you do anything? If this disciple had spoken nicely, the Purple Electric Storm Beast might not have killed him on account of their old friendship. It would have been fine if it had just crippled him. However, this Birdman had questioned him the moment he opened his mouth, causing the Purple Electric Storm Beast to be extremely displeased. You're just a small disciple from Gone Mountain Sect, and it was Gate Master was ordered to feed me. Do you think you did something? Moreover, it was your Qianshan Sect that built the sect at the place where I cultivated. I didn't find trouble with you and instead became your sect's divine beast for so many years. If I wasn't here, how could your Qianshan Sect become a famous sect? With your strength, you're just a common house's strength. Don't talk about Sky Class, you don't even have an Earth Class late phase peak. So, the Purple Lightning Beast didn't say a word, slapping the Gone Mountain Sect disciple to the ground. He cried out in pain and instantly turned into a meat patty. The Gone Mountain Sect disciple didn't understand why the Purple Lightning Beast would betray them and why it would suddenly show its prowess. However, he probably would never be able to ask that question. This tragic scene made everyone present dumbfounded. Before this, the most tragic ones were Pai Zhihai and the Fire Wolf Gang disciple. As for Lin Yi, he was an accident. However, compared to the Gone Mountain Sect disciple being slapped to death by the Purple Lightning Beast, it wasn't much of an accident at all. Wajin Cha. Gate Master was shouted out in grief. Wajin Cha was one of the disciples he had high hopes for. If not, he wouldn't let him come into contact with the Purple Lightning Beast. However, he was slapped to death by the Purple Lightning Beast. Gate Master simply couldn't believe it. The others exchanged glances with one another, not knowing what the Gone Mountain Sect was doing. Lin Yi didn't die, but their own disciple died. Could it be that Gate Master and the Purple Lightning Beast didn't communicate clearly, causing the Purple Lightning Beast to misunderstand and think that they killed their disciple? Thinking of this, the elders and sect leaders who participated in the competition felt that they were lucky. It seemed that the Purple Electric Storm Beast wasn't easy to communicate with. If the Purple Electric Storm Beast misunderstood them as killing their disciples, they would be in trouble. Purple Lightning Beast, what is the meaning of this? I asked you to kill Lin. How did you kill our Gone Mountain Sect disciple? Gate Master roared furiously. The Purple Lightning Beast looked at Gate Master with furious expression and didn't even bother with him. A small cultivator dared to point fingers at it? One had to know that it was an ancient spiritual beast with the bloodline of a divine beast. If it was Lin Yi, an amazing cultivator who could help it level up, scolding it, then forget it. But what did Gate Master have to do that? How dare he be so arrogant? Roar! The purple thunderbolt beast rolled its eyes and swung its paw out, breaking the cage. Then, the purple thunderbolt beast ran to Lin Yi's side, looking at Lin Yi as if it was trying to get on his good side. Not bad. Lin Yi touched the fluff on the forehead of the purple lightning beast and said, "Roar, roar." The purple lightning beast nodded repeatedly as if it enjoyed it. It had to please Lin Yi. It had the same thought as the original Sky Thunder Pig. It was too slow to level up. This Lin Yi could help it level up, which meant that he was a person with great supernatural power. Even those almighties in the ancient times didn't have such abilities. Therefore, the purple lightning beast subconsciously respected Lin Yi. Chapter 2146. If the previous situation was already shocking enough, then now, this purple lightning beast coming to Lin Yi's side to curry favor with him, the shock it gave them was far beyond what they had seen before. Why did this purple lightning beast betray Qianshan Gate to please Lin Yi? What did this mean? Han Tianba and Han Xiaopo were nervous when they saw the purple lightning beast running towards Lin Yi, but they never thought that the purple lightning beast would be so subservient to please Lin Yi. So it was you. Gate Master Wu reacted the fastest. He seemed to understand something and jumped up. He pointed at Lin Yi and shouted, "What did you do to our Qianshan Gate spirit beast?" "What did I do?" Lin Yi shrugged. "In this spirit beast competition, there's no rule against tampering, right?" This Gate Master Wu was stunned. Indeed, there was no such rule in the competition. After all, when he set up the rule, he never thought that someone would actually be able to do anything to the Wind Thunder Beast. The Wind Thunder Beast was an ancient spiritual beast. Whoever dared to do anything to it must be tired of living. However, Lin Yi did it, and he did it very thoroughly. Not only was he fine, but he also let the purple lightning beast kill the Qianshan Gate's disciple, Wu Jincha. Elder Zhao, now that the results of the competition are out, can you announce it? Lin Yi said faintly. In fact, he didn't think that he would be able to subdue an ancient spirit beast so easily, but this was good too. This meant that he had one more trump card. This purple lightning beast seemed to be very powerful, but he didn't know if it could fight against a heaven-class master. Ahem, of course. Elder Zhao thought that this was very strange, and he didn't want Lin Yi to pick up a spirit beast for no reason, but he still announced, the last additional competition, the champion is the Hidden House Han, the second is the Fire Wolf Gang, and the third is the Hidden House Pai. Please come and claim your winnings. Wait a minute, Lin Yi, you have to explain everything clearly. What did you do to the spirit beast? How could sect leader Wu let the matter rest just like that? He raised his hand and placed it right in front of Lin Yi. You took advantage of the situation to steal my spirit beast? Are you sick? Are you a sore loser? Lin Yi looked at sect leader Wu and said coldly, Elder Zhao, during the Hidden House Summit, if someone comes looking for trouble, what will happen? We will report it to the ancient sects. Elder Zhao was startled. Although he didn't want to, he could only force himself to say it. The ancient people might be watching nearby, and they wouldn't be able to detect a heaven-class late-phase peak master, so Elder Zhao couldn't say anything that went against his principles. Elder Zhao, this isn't looking for trouble. Sect leader Wu cupped his fist and said, this Lin Yi tricked my spirit beast, how are we going to settle this? If Lin Yi didn't steal from us first, would I look for trouble with him? Steal from you? Lin Yi smiled. I say, sect leader Wu, did you forget what you said before? You said that once this spirit beast is contributed, whether it lives or dies, no matter what happens, it has nothing to do with you. You said that yourself, right? Plus, I didn't take the spirit beast from your hands for nothing, didn't I give you a spirit medicine fruit? Sect leader Wu was speechless by Lin Yi's words. Indeed, he did say this to swindle a treasure from the Hidden Han family, but at that time, he said it casually as a joke. He didn't think that this purple lightning wind thunder beast could be stolen by Lin Yi. Old Master Zhao, everyone present heard this, right? As the organizer of the Hidden House Summit, shouldn't you take some measures when someone is being so unreasonable? Lin Yi laughed coldly, ignoring the sect leader and turning to Elder Zhao. Elder Zhao, you're right. Of course, sect leader Wu, you did say this back then. This spirit beast was contributed by you. No matter what happens, it has nothing to do with you. Old man Zhao said. Otherwise, why would the hidden Han family take out treasures to give you? Elder Zhao was a little pissed off at sect leader Wa as well. He said that he could kill Lin Yi, but what happened in the end? Not only did you not kill Lin Yi, but you also let Lin Yi get first place. Where did I put my face as the host? This entire Hidden House Summit was set up for Lin Yi alone, allowing him to be in the limelight. Moreover, Elder Zhao didn't care who the spirit beast belonged to. Anyway, the spirit beast wasn't his, and he didn't lose anything. Sect leader Wa really wanted to pull out his tongue. Why was he so despicable before? Why did he say that? Now, in order to scheme for a little treasure of the hidden Han family, he lost his own spirit beast. The gains really didn't make up for the losses. Alright, I'm going to receive the prize. If you don't want to die, then scram. Lin Yi glared at sect leader Wa. This guy was only an Earth-class mid-stage peak expert. Lin Yi didn't put him in his eyes. Lin Yi didn't dare to be too presumptuous towards those heaven-class elders, but he didn't care about trash like sect leader Wa at all. Seeing that Lin Yi wasn't moved by force or persuasion, sect leader Wa had no choice but to place his hopes on the purple electric wind thunder beast. He carefully walked over and communicated with it. However, before sect leader Wa could finish, the purple electric wind thunder beast gave him a smack on the butt and turned around to receive the prize with Lin. Sect leader Wa was angry and hateful, but there was nothing he could do. He shook his head, hugged his disciple's body, and temporarily retreated to think of a way. He wasn't willing to let Lin Yi take away the purple electric wind thunder beast just like that, so he had to think of a way. Plus, his two disciples' lives were in Lin Yi's hands. How could he just let it go? Lin Yi took his bet and looked at the hidden house pie and the fire wolves. The hidden house pie took out 2 portions of the body refining elixir, while the fire wolves took out that weird 01 elixir. So, Lin Yi took out 4 items and traded with them. Elder Pai wasn't here, so Pai Zhishan was in charge of House Pai. He wasn't in the mood to haggle with Lin Yi, so he took the items Lin Yi gave him and left in a hurry. He was worried about his brother's safety, and didn't know if he could be cured. Chapter 2147. But Lin Yi didn't bother with him. Since the beast had already submitted, he could say whatever he wanted. If Gone Mountain Sect had enough to move the beast, it would have submitted a long time ago. Why would it wait until now to follow Lin Yi? Lin Yi channeled his arts along the way, feeling a little regretful that it wasn't as fast as when Wang Xinyan was by his side. She was like a moving treasure, and even Lin Yi wasn't used to it. I'm going, it's all up to you. Lin Yi opened his eyes and gave an order to the purple lightning beast. He walked towards the door of the cage. Master Wa, open the cage. This purple lightning beast is really scared of me. I've been training for half a day and it hasn't reacted at all. Being the champion of this tournament is so boring. What arrogance. You've only been inside for half an hour. Don't think that you're the champion for sure. Leader Wa was confused and didn't know what went wrong, but he still scoffed. The one who laughs at the end is the champion. Lin Yi replied faintly before walking in Han Xiaopa's direction. Gate Master Wa frowned. This Lin Yi was simply ignoring him. This made him extremely unhappy, but there was nothing he could do about it. In the 4th round, the Hidden House Han lasted 31 minutes and 25 seconds, maintaining the lead. Next, let's invite the last contestant, Gone Mountain Sect's disciple, to enter. Old Zhao announced expressionlessly, but in his heart, he was hating. Leader was said it so well before, but he dropped the ball at the last moment. He still wanted the treasure? What the hell? Old Zhao decided not to give it to him. Lin Yi wasn't dead, so what was there to give? Old Yu, Old Tang, and the others all had the same thought. They wouldn't give anything to Gone Mountain Sect. Lin Yi was fine, and even if he didn't get first, he would be second. This hidden noble house summit was such a failure. A Gantian Mountain Sect disciple stepped up. This disciple was the one who usually reared the Wind Thunder Beast. Although he didn't establish a contract with the Wind Thunder Beast, he was the disciple who was the most familiar with the Wind Thunder Beast in the Qian Mountain Sect. Hence, it wouldn't be a problem for him to stay for as long as he wanted. Even if it was a day, the Wind Thunder Beast wouldn't attack this disciple. In a moment, go and question the Violet Lightning Tempest Beast. Why didn't he kill Lin? When sect leader Wa opened the cage, he instructed the disciple. Alright. The disciple readily agreed and walked into the cage. He was a little displeased as he scolded the purple lightning tempest beast. Hey, purple lightning tempest beast, why don't you kill Lin? Did our Ganzhan sect treat you well for nothing? For so many years, I let you cultivate, gave you good food, and let you do some things? If only this disciple spoke nicely. Perhaps the purple lightning tempest beast wouldn't kill him out of consideration for their old friendship, and would only cripple him. However, the moment he opened his mouth, he questioned him, making the purple lightning tempest beast really annoyed. For you are just a small disciple from Ganzhan sect. Giving me food is an order from sect leader Wa. Do you think that you did something? Moreover, it was your Qianshan sect that built the sect at the place where I cultivated. I didn't find trouble with you and instead became your sect's divine beast for so many years. If I wasn't here, how could your Qianshan sect become a famous sect? With your strength, you only had the strength of a secular family. Not to mention a heaven-grade expert, you didn't even have an earth-grade late-phase peak expert. Which was why the purple lightning tempest beast didn't say a word, slapping over. It directly smacked the Gantian mountain sect disciple to the ground. He cried out and instantly turned into a meat patty. This Ganzhan sect disciple didn't understand why the purple lightning tempest beast would betray them and why it would suddenly show its strength. However, he probably wouldn't be able to ask that question in the future. This tragic scene made everyone present dumbfounded. Before this, the most tragic ones were Pai Zhihai and the Fire Wolf Gang disciple. As for Lin Yi, he was an accident. However, compared to the Ganzhan sect disciple being smacked to death by the purple lightning tempest beast, it wasn't much of an accident at all. Wajin Cha. Sect leader was shouted out in grief. Wajin Cha was one of the more valued disciples in Ganzhan sect. If not, he wouldn't have let him come into contact with the purple lightning tempest beast. However, he was smacked to death by the purple lightning tempest beast. Sect leader was simply couldn't believe it. The others looked at one another, not knowing what Qianshan sect was doing. Lin Yi didn't die, but their own disciple died. Could it be that sect leader Wa and the purple lightning beast didn't communicate clearly and the purple lightning beast misunderstood, thinking that it was their disciple that was killed? Thinking of this, the elders and sect leaders who participated in the competition felt that they were lucky. It seemed that the purple electric storm beast wasn't easy to communicate with. If the purple electric storm beast misunderstood them as killing their disciples, they would be in trouble. Purple lightning tempest beast, what do you mean? I asked you to kill Lin. How did you kill our Ganzhan sect disciple? Sect leader roared angrily. The purple lightning tempest beast looked at sect leader with furious expression and didn't even bother with him. A small cultivator dared to point fingers at it? One had to know that it was an ancient spiritual beast with the bloodline of a divine beast. If it was an amazing cultivator like Lin Yi who could help it level up scolding it, then forget it. But what did sect leader Wa have to do that? How dare he be so arrogant? Roar! The purple lightning tempest beast rolled its eyes and slapped out directly. The cage was broken directly. Then, the purple lightning tempest beast ran to Lin Yi's side and looked at Lin Yi with a flattering look. Not bad. Lin Yi touched the fluff on the forehead of the purple lightning tempest beast and said, "Roar, roar." The purple lightning tempest beast nodded repeatedly as if it enjoyed it. It had to please Lin Yi. It had the same thought as the original Sky Thunder Pig. It was too slow to level up. This Lin Yi was able to help it level up, which meant that he was someone with great supernatural power. Even those almighties in ancient times didn't have such abilities. Therefore, the purple lightning tempest beast subconsciously respected Lin. Human martial artists respected the strong, even more so for spiritual beasts. Otherwise, spiritual beasts wouldn't have such a strict level suppression system. However, there weren't many human cultivators who could make spiritual beasts admire. The purple lightning tempest beast was a proud divine beast. At this time, it was completely shocked by the supernatural power that Lin Yi displayed. To be continued, Arcu. Chapter 2148. If the previous situation was already very shocking, then now that the purple electric tempest beast had run to Lin Yi's side to curry favor with Lin Yi, the shock it gave them was far greater than before. Why did the purple lightning beast betray the Qian mountain sect to curry favor with Lin Yi? What did that mean? When Han Tianba and Han Xiaopa saw the violet lightning beast running towards Lin Yi, their hearts tightened. They never imagined that the violet lightning beast would bow to Lin Yi. Lin, so it was you. Sect Master Wu reacted the fastest. He seemed to have understood something at once and jumped up. He pointed at Lin Yi and hollered, "What did you do to our Qianshan sect's spirit beast?" Lin Yi shrugged. "I don't think there's a rule against tampering in this spirit beast competition, right?" This sect leader was taken aback. Indeed, there was no such rule in the tournament. After all, when he set up the rule, he never thought that someone would actually be able to do anything to the Wind Thunder Beast. The Wind Thunder Beast was an ancient spiritual beast. Whoever dared to do anything to it must be tired of living. However, Lin Yi tampered with it and he did it very thoroughly. Not only was he fine, but he also let the purple electric wind and thunder beast kill the Qian mountain sect disciple, Wu Jincha. Old Master Zhao, now that the results of the competition are out, can you announce it? Lin Yi faintly said. In fact, he hadn't thought that he would be able to subdue an ancient spirit beast so easily. But this was also good. This was equivalent to having one more trump card. This purple lightning wind beast seemed very powerful. Lin Yi didn't know whether it could contend against a heaven rank expert. Ahem, of course. Although Old Man Zhao felt that this matter was very magical, and he was also very unwilling for Lin Yi to pick up a spirit beast for no reason, he still announced the last additional test match. The champion was the Hidden Han family. The second is the Fire Wolf Gang. The third is the Hidden House Pie. Please come and collect your winnings. Wait a minute. Lin Yi, you have to explain things clearly. What did you do to the spirit beast? How could sect leader Wu let it go like this? He stretched his hand out. She stood in front of Lin Yi. You took advantage of me and stole my spirit beast? Are you sick? Are you a sore loser? Lin Yi glanced at Gate Master Wu and said coldly, Old Man Zhao, in the Hidden House Summit, if someone comes looking for trouble in private, what will happen? We will naturally report this matter to the ancient sect. Old Man Zhao was taken aback. Although he was unwilling, he could only brace himself and say, we will naturally report this matter to the ancient sect. Maybe he's nearby, they can't detect a peak late-stage heaven rank expert. Therefore, it was impossible for Old Master Zhao to openly say something that went against his principles. Old Master Zhao. Sect leader Wu cupped his fists and said, This Lin Yi swindled my spirit beast, how are we going to settle this? If it wasn't for Lin Yi snatching our Gantian mountain sect's things, why would I bother him? Steal your things? Lin Yi laughed. I say, Sect Master Wall, have you forgotten what you said before? What you're saying is that once this spirit beast is contributed, whether it lives or dies, no matter what happens, it has nothing to do with you. You're the one who said this, aren't you? Furthermore, I didn't take the spirit beast from your hands for nothing. Didn't I give you a spirit herb fruit? You. Sect Master Wu was rendered speechless by Lin Yi's words. Indeed, he had said this in order to swindle a treasure hidden in the hands of the Han family, but he had said it casually as a joke. He had never thought that the purple electric tempest beast might be abducted by Lin Yi. Old Master Zhao, everyone present heard this, right? As the organizer of the Hidden House Summit, shouldn't you take some measures when someone is being so unreasonable? Lin Yi laughed coldly, ignoring the sect leader and turning to Elder Zhao. Elder Zhao, you're right. Of course, sect leader Wu, you did say this back then. This spirit beast was contributed by you. No matter what happens, it has nothing to do with you. Old Man Zhao said, otherwise, why would the Hidden Han family take out treasures to give you? Old Master Zhao was also angry at this sect Master Wu. You said it so well, saying that you could kill Lin Yi, but in the end, not only did you not kill Lin Yi, you even let Lin Yi get the championship. Where would I put my face as the organizer? This entire Hidden Family Summit was set up for Lin Yi alone, allowing him to be in the limelight. Moreover, Old Master Zhao didn't care who the spirit beast belonged to. Anyway, the spirit beast wasn't his, and he didn't lose anything. Sect Master Wu really wanted to pull out his tongue. Why was he so cheap before? Why did he say that? Now, in order to scheme for a little treasure of the hidden Han family, he lost his own spirit beast. It really wasn't worth it. Alright, I'm going to receive the prize. If you don't want to die, then get the hell away from me. Lin Yi glared at Sect Master Wa. This guy was only an Earth-class mid-stage peak. Lin Yi didn't put him in his eyes. Lin Yi didn't dare to be too presumptuous towards those heaven-class elders, but he didn't care about Sect Master Wa at all. Seeing that Lin Yi wasn't moved by force or persuasion, Sect Master Wa had no choice but to place his hopes on the purple electric wind and thunder beast. He carefully walked over and communicated with it, "You." But before Sect Master Wa could finish, the purple electric wind and thunder beast gave him a smack on the butt. It turned around and went with Lin Yi to receive the prize. Sect Master Wa was angry and hateful, but there was nothing he could do. He shook his head and hugged his disciple's body. He had to think of a way to let Lin Yi take the purple electric wind and thunder beast away. He wasn't willing to just let it go like that. Plus, his two disciples' lives were in Lin Yi's hands. How could he just let it go? Lin Yi took his stake and looked at the hidden house pie and the fire wolves. The hidden house pie was still taking out 2 portions of the body refinement, while the fire wolves were taking out that weird 01 elixir. So, Lin Yi took out 4 random items and traded with them. Elder Pai wasn't here, so Pai Jishan was in charge of House Pai. He didn't have the heart to bargain with Lin. He took the items Lin Yi gave him and left in a hurry. He was worried about his brother's safety, and he didn't know if he could be cured. And Mingyue, on the other hand, was expressionless. Lin Yi traded with him and walked to the side. He didn't say anything, as if the Fire Wolf's disciples' safety had nothing to do with him. Chapter 2149. Now, I announce that the Hidden Noble House Summit has officially ended. After everyone received their bets, Old Master Zhao announced to everyone, "If you want to stay here as a guest, the Hidden Zhao family will do our best as a host and take you to visit the famous historical sites near East Ocean City. If you don't want to stay here, then you can leave after dinner in the conference hall and go through the procedures." Lin Yi frowned when he heard that he had to go to the meeting hall to do the paperwork after dinner. As far as he was concerned, he was going to pack his things and go home after the tournament. He didn't expect there to be so many rules. However, since it was the Hidden Noble House Summit's rules, Lin Yi didn't plan on breaking them. If he forced his way out, it would give old Zhao and the others an excuse to attack him. Lin Yi could only bear with it. "Boss, now we..." The competition was over. Although the joy of victory was intoxicating, Han Xiaopa also thought about safety. "We've won so many matches in a row. These people won't harm us, right? It's hard to say." Lin Yi wasn't optimistic either. He nodded honestly, "If I didn't reveal my trump card, then they wouldn't dare to attack us. But now, boss, didn't you say that you felt like you could instantly kill a Sky-class early phase?" Han Xiaopa heard Lin Yi's words and felt his heart tighten. "We haven't even fought before. I was just saying it casually. Do you think they'll believe me?" Lin Yi shook his head. "Let's take it one step at a time. I still have a trump card that I haven't used yet. Let's see how they react. Plus, the purple lightning beast isn't bad. It'll be our helper." "Sigh, we're weak without power," Han Xiaopa said helplessly. "It's all because our hidden Han family is too weak." "You can't say that. It might not be a problem." Lin Yi turned around and looked coldly at old Zhao and the others. These people really did want to harm him. They just didn't dare to show it in public during the Hidden Noble House Summit. But Lin Yi was afraid of being ambushed by these people on the way out of the Zhao family's manor. Needless to say, these people really did want to do that. Why did old Master Zhao set the rule that they could only leave after dinner? That was exactly what he was planning. Actually, the Hidden House Summit had already ended, so there was no need to make things so complicated. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon now, and it'll be 4:30 in a while. We'll start the banquet in the banquet hall on time. I've invited everyone to discuss some matters together," Old Man Zhao said to the old man and the sect leader. Those who were not present and had already left, Old Man Zhao would also send disciples to inform them. Of course, this did not include the Hidden Han family. Everyone nodded. They knew what Old Master Zhao wanted to discuss, but they didn't say much. Everyone had different feelings, and they all had to go back and calm down, Hidden in a side hall of the Zhao Manor, Zhao Yawang calmly felt Pai Zhihai's pulse and said, "I've been a doctor for half my life. I've seen something like this before. Is there a solution?" Old Man Pai quickly asked. "I don't have a way." But Zhao Yawang purposely kept them in suspense. "So you're saying that there's a way?" Old Man Pai was overjoyed. "There's a way, but there's no way." Zhao Yawang shook his head. "There's no way." "What do you mean?" Old Man Pai paused. "Yawang, please tell me if you can cure Zhihai. I'll pay any price and treasure." "It's not about treasures and money. The key is that the person who can cure him is an enemy of House Pai, and he wants Zhihai to die." Zhao Yawang said faintly, "If you beg him, other than getting humiliated, there won't be any results." "Enemy?" Old Man Pai paused, unable to react. "Who does our hidden House Pai have enemies with? We don't usually have enemies, right?" "Haha, it's that Lin." Zhao Yawang said, "Only that Lin Yi can help people dissolve qi, but I was hit by a similar trick before, but it was much lighter than Pai Zhihai's. Lin didn't help me either. So, this matter, even if there's a way, there's no way." Zhao Yawang purposely didn't say that although he was hit by someone else's qi, it was Lin Yi's. He was asked by Old Man Zhao to increase Old Man Pai's hatred towards Lin. Out of all the Sky Class Masters, only Old Man Pai didn't have a clear stance on dealing with Lin. Against Lin Yi, one more Sky Class Master meant one more hope, so Old Man Zhao wanted to get Old Man Pai on his side. Zhao Yawang actually didn't know if Lin Yi could cure him or not. He was just making things up. That Old Man Pai's heart skipped a beat. Lin Yi really didn't have a good impression of the hidden House Pai. Asking for Lin Yi to cure him, Zhao Yawang was right, he'd probably be rejected. Otherwise, if Lin Yi was willing to cure him, why didn't he say anything before? Even if he asked for more treasures, Old Man Pai would have agreed, but Lin Yi didn't do anything, which indirectly proved Zhao Yawang's words. Thinking up to this point, Old Man Pai's heart was filled with hatred, but it disappeared as quickly as it came. He was a smart man, and of course he could tell that Zhao Yawang was trying to get him to deal with Lin Yi. But Old Man Pai was thinking about something else. Hidden House Pai did lose some masters in Lin Yi's hands, but that wasn't important. They weren't the direct descendants of Hidden House Pai, so the hatred between Hidden House Pai and Lin Yi could still be resolved. If he were to lower himself a little and think of a way to get to Pai Zhihai's good side, he might actually be able to help Pai Zhihai. Although killing Lin Yi would be a temporary relief, in the long run, it was still better to reconcile with Lin. Old Man Pai, in the end, it's all about that Lin. The hatred between your Hidden House Pai and Lin Yi can't be resolved. So many people died in Lin Yi's hands, and Lin Yi doesn't like your Hidden House Pai. Do you think he'll help you? Zhao Yawang continued, so, the most important thing now is to think of a way to kill Lin Yi. Chapter 2150. Of course, if Lin Yi really dies, then the Hidden House you would be happy and might contact the Sky Elixir sect for you. Zhao Yawang reminded him, the Sky Elixir sect is a big medical sect, they must have a way to cure your grandson's condition. Elder Pai's footsteps paused for a second, but he quickly walked out of the side palace, returning to his temporary hiding place in House Pai. Pai Zhishan was already back, panicking when he didn't see his grandpa and brother. A disciple from the hidden house Zhao came to tell him to go to the banquet hall at 4:30, but he wasn't in the mood, so he just brushed the disciple off. "Grandpa." Zhishan looked up and saw his grandpa carrying his brother, Jihai. Elder Pai shook his head and put Jihai on the bed. "House Zhao Yawang couldn't do anything, then wouldn't my brother?" Zhishan was shocked. He was close to Jihai since he was young, and if Jihai was crippled, then it would affect his control of House Pai when he became the head of the house. "It's not that there's no way. There is a way." Elder Pai frowned as if thinking about something. "Grandpa, what is it? You look like you're in a difficult position. Why don't you tell me and let me analyze it for you?" Zhishan asked carefully. "All right, I'll tell you and you can help me." Elder Pai nodded. "Here's the thing." And so, Elder Pai told Zhishan everything Zhao Yawang told him, hoping that he could come up with some suggestions. "So you're saying that both Lin Yi and the Sky Elixir sect can cure him?" Zhishan frowned after hearing his grandpa's words. "That's right, but I don't know how reliable it is. Elder Pai wasn't an idiot. Although Yao Wang said that, it was up to him whether or not he believed him. Jishan, what do you think? Grandpa, I think that Zhao Yaowang is purposely trying to increase the hatred between House Pai and Lin. Pai Jishan analyzed objectively. However, I'm not sure if Lin can be saved, but the Heavenly Elixir sect, I'm afraid that even if they can, they won't. Oh? Why do you say that? Old Man Pai nodded and asked approvingly. Old Master Zhao also said that refining natural qi is a dangerous thing that consumes one's own strength to help others. What benefits can we offer to make the Heavenly Elixir School help us? Pai Jishan sneered, how did Medicine King Zhao recover from this qi? He didn't say, but he definitely wasn't cured by Heavenly Elixir sect. What about Lin? Old Man Pai was gratified. Pai Jishan was becoming more and more like a leader under his tutelage. His thinking was more and more comprehensive, without his own emotions. Lin. Pai Jishan said, I can't say for Lin, but since Medicine King Zhao mentioned it, it can't be fake. If we ask around, we should be able to find out. There's no benefit in lying to us. There are many ways to increase the hatred between us and Lin. Lying about this will affect House Zhao's reputation. That's right. What do you think? Elder Pai nodded. Asking Lin is more reliable than asking Heavenly Elixir sect. Even if we don't deal with Lin and Lin can't do it, we can ask Heavenly Elixir sect instead. Pai Jishan said, who do you think Heavenly Elixir sect is? Would they give face to House Yu and help us for free? If we can pay the price, they'll help us regardless of House Yu's face. Otherwise, if we can't pay, then no one will be able to help us. Just look at how Elder Yu treats his disciple, and you can see how heartless these pill-making sects are. That disciple participated in the fight, and if he gets hurt, he'll have to heal himself. So you don't agree to deal with Lin? Elder Pai asked. Grandpa, you said before that we, the Hidden House Pai, don't have much of a grudge against Lin. Only a few people died, and they weren't from our Hidden House Pai. Just bear with it, and it'll be over soon. Pai Jishan said, on the other hand, relying on Lin will bring us a lot of benefits. Look at Han Tianba and Han Xiaopa, who were they before? They were the bottom of the hidden houses, and now? If Lin Yi's fine this time, the Hidden House Han's gonna be big in the future, that's for sure. Jishan, you're not bad. Elder Pai said, you can see this clearly, which means you have the vision of an heir. I didn't waste my effort in raising you. It's also because of Grandpa's pointers during the tournament that I was enlightened. Pai Jishan said, Grandpa then now? Right? House Zhao's disciples invited us to the banquet hall at 4:30. They must be discussing how to deal with Lin. Let's go see. Elder Pai said, let's listen first, no need to say anything. But Pai Jishan nodded, and the two of them rushed to the banquet hall. The Hidden House Zhao's banquet hall was filled with guests. The elders and heirs of the hidden houses, as well as the heads of their sects, were all here. Of course, that was excluding the Hidden House Han and the disciples who died or got injured in the tournament. It's my honor that everyone can come to this banquet. It brings light to this banquet hall. Old Master Zhao saw that everyone was present, so he stood up and cupped his fists. You're too kind. Elder Zhao and Fire Wolf Gangs and Mingyue both stood up to respond. But the elders and heads of the sects who were injured or killed weren't so optimistic. They looked like they were about to cry, but they didn't say much. Everyone should know why I'm hosting this banquet, right? Time was limited, so Elder Zhao went straight to the point. I think that everyone here, whether or not you have a grudge against Lin Yi, have suffered at Lin Yi's hands at this Hidden House Summit? Elder Zhao, do you already have a plan? Old Yu was also Lin Yi's mortal enemy, so after Old Zhao said these words, Old Yu immediately expressed his agreement. Chapter 2151. That's right, our Hidden House Tang has suffered heavy losses this time. It was originally agreed that we and the House of Yu would get the wager for the 3 matches, but now, he didn't even win a single match. Old Tang Li also said, Heh, that Lin Yi is someone this old man must kill. Jin Gang of the Golden Bell clan laughed coldly. Whether he took those things or not, he's still going to get it. It's just that Headmaster you swore that you could get rid of Lin Yi. Why are you dropping the ball at such a crucial time? You think I don't want to kill Linny? Headmaster Wa laughed coldly. I want to kill Linny more than you guys, but that Lin used some kind of demonic technique to trick my sex spirit beast away. Demonic technique? That's because he has the ability. You can't do it, so don't boast. You said it yourself, and you want this old man to stand up for you? In that kind of situation, how could this old man help you? Old Zhao said, if you have the ability, then get the spirit beast back yourself. Old Pai, Old Zhuang, Mr. Tan, what do you say? The old man of the right looked at the three of them and asked. Now, only the three of them didn't express their opinions. I, Sun Li, was hit by that spirit beast chi, and I don't know if I'll live or die. I'm not in the mood to think about other things, my apologies. Old Pai shook his head sadly. My strength is only at the peak of Earth class late phase. I haven't broken through to Sky class yet. This old man is afraid. I don't dare to go deal with that Lin. Old Zhuang was a cunning old man. He and Lin didn't have any conflict. Why would he go and provoke Lin? Wasn't he sick in the head? I can't represent the fire wolves. I'm only here to lead the team. Mingyue said faintly. The last time the fire wolves came, they couldn't do anything to Lin. Now that the fire wolves and Lin didn't have any conflict, he didn't want to look for trouble. It's nothing, I understand. Elder Zhao sighed in his heart. Actually, he didn't really care about Elder Zhuang and in Mingyue's attitude. What he wanted the most was Elder Pai, a heaven rank expert. After all, it was more useful to surround and kill Lin. Earth-class masters were probably just cannon fodder. Old Pai, don't you want to think about it? Old Yu asked. This Sun Li, am already like this. Do I still have time to think about anything else? Old Pai shook his head and said, I just want to go back as soon as possible and think about what to do. Old Zhao said helplessly, everyone has their own ambitions, then we won't force it. Old Zhao said helplessly, looks like it'll be me, Old Yu, Old Tang, Old Jean, and Old Wa working together to deal with Lin. Everyone, although I won't be participating, there's something I have to remind everyone. That Lin Yi, is he really that easy to deal with? Old Pai naturally didn't want anything to happen to Lin. He wanted to find a chance to visit Lin Yi and ask Lin Yi to heal his Pai Ji Hai. But on the surface, he acted like he cared about everyone. Don't forget, his strength is not inferior to a Sky class early phase master, and that spirit beast is even more powerful. Don't forget how my Ji Hai got hurt. He was hit by that spirit beast and had his chi infused. Don't say I didn't warn you. What's wrong, Old Pai Li? Are you trying to boost the morale of others? Old Zhao Li frowned. I just don't want anyone to get hurt. After all, Ji Hai's injury is there for all to see. Although I won't be participating, I don't want anything to happen to my old friends. Old Pai said faintly, I'm not participating. What's the point of boosting my morale? What does this have to do with me? Besides, that Lin Yi and my house Pai are mortal enemies. He killed 3 of our masters. Old Pai was on Lin Yi's side, but he couldn't show it. So in the end, he gave an example of the deep hatred between House Pai and Lin Yi. Old Pai and the others are right. That purple lightning tempest beast is indeed a huge hidden danger. Right? Elder Li Yi frowned and nodded. Although we are heaven rank experts, if we were to inexplicably be injected with qi into our meridians, it would be very difficult to refine or expel it. With that, Old Pai looked at the Qianshan sex headmaster, trying to tell him that it was all his fault for not being able to kill Lin Yi, and even giving him a helper for free. What the hell was this? This purple lightning beast, let me think, there should be a way to deal with it. War of Qianshan Gate quickly said, I think that Lin Yi must have given it some benefits. But I can give it even greater benefits. Our Qian Mountain sect still has some spiritual beasts passed down from ancient times that can use it to refine pills. Eating one is equivalent to a year's worth of cultivation. When the time comes, I will entangle that purple lightning beast and have sex with it. That's right, if the beast attacks you, this old man can block it. Jin Gang said, this old man has researched it. That beast can't break through my golden bell. At least within 100 moves, it can't do anything to me. Alright, if that's the case, then I, House Yu's elderly Yenny, House Tang's elderly Yenny, and House Yu's elderly Yenny will team up to attack Lin. You guys deal with the purple lightning beast. Old Zhao gritted his teeth. With the four of us attacking, that Lin Yi won't be able to escape. Old Zhao, are you sure that if we attack, the ancient world won't interfere? The right elder Li Yi hesitated for a moment before asking. This was the problem he was most worried about. You should know that the ancient world had strictly ordered us not to cause trouble in private during the hidden aristocratic family summit. They also didn't allow us heaven rank experts to step into the secular world and show off our might. The Hidden House Summit, isn't it already over? Plus, Lin Yi and the Hidden House Han have left the manor. How is this still considered during the summit? Old Zhao smiled. Old Yu, you're worried about this, but as the host, I'm more worried about this. But we can find a loophole. But what about stepping into the common world? Old Yu asked. Chapter 2152. Not bad, that makes sense. Elder Yu nodded. In law, you're quite smart. You flatter me. I had no choice but to do so. Elder Zhao laughed. All right, let's eat first. Only after we're full will we have the strength to deal with that Lin Yi. Under Elder Zhao's lead, everyone raised their glasses. It didn't matter if they were involved in dealing with Lin Yi or not. They were the losers of this meeting, so they couldn't oppose Elder Zhao's plan. Of course, the Hidden House Pai was an exception. Elder Pai was thinking, not only was he not supporting Elder Zhao's plan, but he was also thinking about how to make it fail. Jishan, Jihai's hurt, he's still in the room. Go check on him, there's nothing else for you to do here. Elder Pai turned and winked at Jishan, believing that with Jishan's intelligence, he should be able to understand what he meant. Yes, Grandpa, I'll go now. Jishan nodded, pausing when he saw Elder Pai's wink, but thinking about what happened before, he understood what Elder Pai wanted him to do, to send a message to Lin. The Hidden House Pai hadn't been able to find a chance to get close to Lin Yi, and this would be the start. Elder Pai and Jihai understood that this could only improve their relationship with Lin Yi, but if they wanted Lin Yi to save them, it would be a bit low. No one thought there was anything wrong with old Master Pai's decision. After all, Pai Jihai was injured, and there was nothing wrong with letting Pai Jishan go back to check on him. Pai Jishan left, and no one paid attention to him. Jishan walked out of the restaurant and quickly went to the Hidden House Pai's temporary lodgings. Who knew if the Hidden House Zhao's disciples had eyes and ears on him? So he couldn't just go to the Hidden House Han's place and send a message. That would expose him. Pai Jishan followed the original plan and returned to his temporary residence to check on Pai Jihai's condition. Pai Jihai was still unconscious. It was obvious that the strange true qi in his body had caused him to go berserk. External cultivators did not cultivate true qi in the first place, so their resistance against true qi was naturally very weak. Thus, just a little bit of true qi was enough to make him unconscious. Of course, this was also because of Pai Jihai's bad luck. This purple electric tempest beast just happened to have such an ability. Otherwise, other cultivators, unless they were heaven rank experts, would be able to use their true qi to materialize. Moreover, not all heaven rank experts could do it. Seeing Pai Jihai's condition, Pai Jishan was even more determined to resolve his grudge with Lin Yi. Pai Jihai was the hope of this generation of House Pai, and he was Pai Jishan's right-hand man. He hoped that when he became the head of the Hidden House Pai, he could work with Pai Jihai to make the Hidden House Pai stronger. After some thought, Pai Jishan didn't have Lin Yi's contact information, but he did have the contact information of the Hidden House Han's Elder Han. All the leaders of the hidden houses had their contact information. Pai Jishan found Han Tianba's number and called without hesitation. Han Tianba's voice came from the other side. Hello, who is this? Elder Han, I'm Pai Jishan from the Hidden House Pai. I have something important to report to Mr. Lin. Pai Jishan said. In this temporary residence, he wasn't afraid of others eavesdropping. The soundproofing here was top-notch. Even heaven rank experts wouldn't be able to sense it. After all, this was a guest's privacy. House Zhao did a good job in this area, so no one would criticize them. Otherwise, there were many heaven rank elders here. If they all used their senses to sense other houses' activities, then the Hidden House Summit wouldn't even be held. Pai Jishan? Han Tianba paused. He didn't know why Pai Jishan was calling at this time, but since it was for Lin Yi, he couldn't make the decision himself. He turned to Lin Yi and said, Mr. Lin, Pai Zhishan from the Hidden House Pai is calling. He said he has something to report to you. For me? Lin Yi hesitated. He had some guesses. Could it be about Pai Zhihai? But how did Pai Zhishan know that he had a way to cure Pai Zhihai? Regardless, Lin Yi took the phone and said, Pai Zhishan. Mr. Lin, it's me. I have something important to tell you. Pai Zhishan said quickly. What is it? Lin Yi asked calmly. Mr. Lin, just now in the banquet hall, the Hidden House Yu, the Hidden House Zhao, the Hidden House Yu, the Hidden House Tang, the Qianshan sect, and the Golden Clock sect have reached an agreement. They're going to intercept you after you leave. Pai Zhishan said. He repeated what Elder Zhao and the others had said in the banquet hall to Lin Yi. As expected, Lin Yi's heart skipped a beat. It seemed like Elder Zhao and the others weren't going to let him go. But why was Pai Zhishan calling at this time? What was his intention? Was he trying to be friendly? Pai Zhishan, I won't beat around the bush. I don't like to beat around the bush. Tell me why you're calling me, Lin Yi said. Mr. Lin, to be honest, my grandpa didn't agree to Elder Zhao's proposal. The hatred between you and the Hidden House Pai isn't that deep. Like we said before, it's all because of the common Xiao family. There's actually no deep hatred between us. The people who died were all because of the common Xiao family, and they weren't even direct descendants of the Hidden House Pai. So, there's no need for us to go against you, Mr. Lin. Pai Zhishan said. That's it? That's all? Lin is. There's more. Pai Zhishan didn't want to say this time. After all, he had to take steps to build a relationship with Lin Yi, and he couldn't just say it all at once. But since Lin Yi asked, he couldn't hide it. Actually, Zhihai and I saw that Han Xiaopa became your boss, and that the Hidden House Han got stronger as well. We were envious, and we wanted you to be our boss as well, so that you could protect our Hidden House Pai. Lin Yi found it funny when he heard Pai Zhishan's words. This Pai Zhishan wasn't an idiot. He wanted Lin Yi to heal Zhihai, but he couldn't just say it out loud. Instead, he came up with an excuse. If Lin Yi agreed, then Zhihai would be his follower. How could he just leave him be? Chapter 2153. This. Pai Zhishan was embarrassed, but he was eager to save his brother, so he could only say, if boss can cure him, Zhihai is actually very powerful too. I heard that Wu Chuntian from the common house Wu is boss's follower. I can guarantee that Zhihai's godly fist is even more powerful than Wu Chuntian's iron fist. Oh, so I still have to cure him? Lin Yi said, amused. Then do you want to save him, or do you want to be boss? Choose one. But Pai Zhishan's mind raced as he thought about Lin Yi's question, but very quickly, he understood what Lin Yi meant. Lin Yi was testing if he really wanted to be boss, or if he wanted to use this opportunity to cure Zhihai. To be honest, Pai Zhishan calling Lin Yi boss was just a spur of the moment, but he suddenly thought about the power of Hidden House Han. Han Xiaopa was such a weak person before, but now he suddenly became an Earth-class early-phase master, and was even more powerful than Pai Zhishan. He was tempted. Plus, after saying this, Pai Zhihai couldn't stop himself, and couldn't wait to get close to Lin. Who was Lin? He was someone who gave so many elders and sect masters headaches, and if Hidden House Pai could get close to him, they would definitely not be at a disadvantage. Besides, Hidden House Pai was different from Hidden House Han. Hidden House Pai was an old noble house, and according to the rules of the Hidden House Council, they couldn't go against each other openly. That was why these people thought of using the Hidden House Summit to deal with Hidden House Han. It was already so troublesome to deal with Hidden House Han, let alone Hidden House Pai. Most importantly, the Hidden House Pai had a backer in the ancient plane, and this was an advantage they had over the Hidden House Han. Even if the Hidden House Yu and House Yu wanted to destroy the Hidden House Pai, they would have to think about the benefits of the masters behind them. The Holy Fist Palace was not to be trifled with. Of course I'll call him boss. Pai Zhishan thought it through. If he called him boss, why would he worry about saving him? Oh, I'll think about it. I'll observe for a while. Lin Yi said. Before knowing the true intentions of House Pai, Lin Yi wouldn't agree so easily. He wouldn't just accept anyone who came to surrender. If they couldn't show their sincerity, what kind of surrender was that? All right, thank you, boss Lin Yi. Pai Zhishan took advantage of the situation and called Lin boss. Lin boss, when you and the hidden house Han leave, our hidden house Pai will go with you? Lin sighed, no need. If that's the case, don't expose yourselves. I'm confident that I'll be able to leave this time. You can help me get some information from House Pai. Alright, then I'll listen to Boss Lin. Pai Zhishan said, this is my phone number. When Boss Lin leaves the manor, if there's any trouble, call me and we'll go and help. Alright, Lin said lightly. After hanging up, Lin saved Pai Zhishan's number in his phone, then looked at Han Tianba and Han Xiaopa. Pai Zhishan told them that when we leave, the hidden house Zhao and a few other houses are going to deal with us. Boss, what should we do? Han Xiaopa also heard the phone conversation. Pai Zhishan came to surrender. Is he sincere or not? I'm not sure yet, but it doesn't sound fake. He asked me about Pai Zhihai. The benefits of the other houses are not as important as Pai Zhihai's safety to the hidden house Pai. Lin said, I'm afraid it's not fake, but it's not a big deal. We'll just leave like normal in a bit. Just follow my orders. Spus. Han Xiaopa trusted Lin blindly. If Lin said there was a way, then there must be a way. After dinner, Lin Han Tianba, and Han Xiaopa went to the meeting room. Other than Elder Zhao, there were also Elder Yu, Elder Tang, Elder Pai, Gate Master Wa, and Gate Master Jin. Elder Zhuang and Mingyue and the others weren't there. Obviously, they didn't want to get involved. Elder Pai, on the other hand, was here to continue being a spy. Elder Zhao were here to do the paperwork. We'll be leaving tonight, Han Tianba said. Elder Han, you don't want to stay for a few more days? Elder Zhao asked politely. No, we're from Donghai City too. We've seen all the sights, so we won't be going. Han Tianba smiled coldly in his heart, but didn't show it on his face. All right then, I won't keep you here. Elder Zhao quickly handed a pass to Han Tianba and said, there are many family heads and sect leaders here. Forgive me for not sending you off. Elder Han, with this pass, you can go anywhere you like. Elder Zhao said, since there are many family heads and sect leaders here, please forgive me for not sending you off. Thank you very much. Han Tianba didn't say much and took the pass. Right, Elder Yu, there's something I want to remind you about. Lin stopped abruptly and turned to Elder Yu. I'm friends with Yu Bing. I don't want to see you being used by others without realizing it. Oh? What do you mean? Elder Yu frowned and looked at Lin. Lin, what are you talking about? This is House Zhao's meeting room, don't talk nonsense. Elder Zhao thought that Lin had seen through their alliance, so he was trying to sow discord. Elder Zhao, I haven't even said anything yet, and you're not willing? Are you feeling guilty? Lin smiled faintly. Elder Yu, do you want to know where the Qi gathering pill is? What? Qi gathering pill? Elder Yu's face froze as he asked, Lin, what do you mean by that? Isn't the pill in your hands? I have a Qi gathering pill, not bad, but I've eaten it already. Lin shrugged. It's impossible for you to get my Qi gathering pill, but there were 2 in the tomb, one for me, one for Elder Yu. Do you want to know where Elder Yu's pill is? What? There were 2? Elder Yu's eyes widened. But Lin, what are you talking about? The Hidden House Summit is over, and you're done with the paperwork. You're not welcome here anymore. Elder Zhao raged. Chapter 2154. Elder Yu, you're a smart man. Can't you tell whose reaction was the most abnormal when I said all this? Lin said faintly, I heard that Elder Zhao broke through to Sky class recently. Congratulations. But it seems like your level hasn't stabilized yet. Do you need medicine to stabilize your level? From what I know, only those who forcefully break through to Sky class with the Qi gathering pill need medicine to stabilize their level. Those who break through naturally will stabilize their level after a long time. They don't need medicine. Lin, you're bullsh** ting. Elder Zhao didn't think that Lin would suddenly bring up the matter of him taking House Yu's Qi gathering pill. Elder Zhao, no one here is an idiot. Why are you so agitated? I'm just saying a guess. Lin said faintly, all right, Elder Yu, that's enough. You don't need to think about that Qi gathering pill of mine anymore. I only ate it to see if I could break through to Sky class, But even if I didn't, I still have the ability to fight Sky Class. This Qi Gathering Pill is really good stuff. Tasty, Elder Zhao, one day, you'll be able to fight someone stronger than you. Lin, don't try to trick me with words. Elder Yu, this is slander, blatant slander. Elder Zhao was starting to panic. Goodbye. Lin didn't say much and just nodded, walking out of the meeting room with Han Tianba and Han Xiaopa. Elder Zhao, what's going on? It was impossible for Elder Yu to completely believe in Lin Yi, but Lin Yi's words made him suspicious. Indeed, judging from the time, Elder Zhao was the most suspicious, and it matched the characteristics Lin Yi had mentioned. Elder Yu didn't believe that Lin Yi broke through on his own. Breaking through naturally didn't require spiritual medicine to stabilize the level. It would take a long time to stabilize the level. Using spiritual medicine would be a waste of time. However, there was only one situation where one had to use spiritual medicine to stabilize the level, using Qi Gathering Pills to break through to Sky Class. This was because those who used the Qi Amassing Pill to break through to the Heaven stage could no longer absorb the spiritual Qi of Heaven and Earth for self-cultivation. They could only rely on medicinal herbs to stabilize their realm, and they could only rely on the continuous use of natural treasures to continue advancing. This was also one of the disadvantages of the Qi Amassing Pill. But even so, Elder Yu was still furious that Yu Shaochen had lost his hope of breaking through to Sky Class. He had to demand an explanation. Elder Yu, we're in-laws, how can you trust an outsider? Elder Zhao knew that the matter was exposed, and he could only try his best. He hated this Lin Yi. Why didn't he say it earlier or later? Why did he have to say it now? He was just about to bring people to stop Lin Yi, and now this happened. Elder Zhao, let's not beat around the bush. Yes means no, don't play dumb. Elder Yu humphed coldly, do you need me to find Yu Huixing and confront him now? That. Elder Zhao panicked. Elder Yu, our priority right now is to deal with that Lin. Don't forget, we have a huge grudge against Lin. Deal with my ass, he didn't take my Qi Gathering Pill, why would I go deal with him? Do I have nothing better to do? Don't change the topic. Elder Yu was really furious. If Elder Zhao really did take the Qi Gathering Pill, then he would have been fooled. Although, because of the common house Yu and Yu Ning, the hidden house Yu would never be friends with Lin Yi, but they wouldn't be in such a rush to kill Lin. In comparison, the whereabouts of the Qi Gathering Pill was more important. Elder Yu, let's talk about it, we're in-laws after all. Elder Zhao's forehead was sweating, he knew that this matter had been exposed, and as long as Elder Yu went to confront Xuexing, they wouldn't be able to hide it anymore. But if he admitted it, wouldn't that mean breaking ties with House Yu? And so, after thinking about it, he changed the topic back to Lin Yi. Elder Yu, we're not going to deal with Lin Yi anymore? Let's get this straight first, Lin Yi's matter isn't urgent. The main reason why Elder Yu wanted to kill Lin Yi was because of the Qi Gathering Pill, and now Yu Lu was dead. He didn't even know how he died, and he was basically being used by the Zhaos. How could he be happy? Elder Yu, Elder Tang, Lin Yi has left, and I can't leave for a while. Why don't you go first? Elder Zhao didn't have a choice. This opportunity was fleeting, and if he missed it, he'd be letting Lin Yi go. We go first? Elder Tang and Elder Yu frowned. If Elder Yu and Elder Zhao didn't go, they'd be the only two Sky Classes. Would they still have the confidence to deal with Lin Yi? Lin Yi said that he could instantly kill a Heaven Class Master. Although it sounded like he was bragging, the things that they thought Lin Yi was bragging had become reality one by one. So, the two of them looked at each other and saw the hesitation in each other's eyes. Elder Tang was a Sky Class early phase, and his strength wasn't bad, but Elder Yu was much weaker. He practiced the Alchemist Mantra, and even if he had the strength of a Sky Classes, he didn't have the strength and power of a Sky Classes. In this mission, he would at most be a support, and he could deal with Han Tianba and Han Xiaopa, but to let him face Lin Yi, wasn't that the same as looking for death? Elder Yu wasn't stupid. Without Elder Zhao and Elder Yu, he didn't want to die in vain. Elder Yu, there's something I have to say, and although it's not nice to hear, I still have to say it. Elder Pai said that Lin Yi's strength is extraordinary, and he has the wind thunder purple electric beast by his side. If you go, I'm afraid you won't be able to come back. Elder Yu's face changed. Elder Pai's words weren't without reason. If he went, he might really not be able to come back. Seeing Elder Yu's expression, Elder Pai continued, Elder Yu, we, the Hidden House Pai, originally didn't want to participate in this, but I'm saying this because I don't want anything to happen to you, because after the Hidden House Summit, I might need your help to contact the Sky Elixir sect. I'm afraid only the Sky Elixir sect can solve my grandson Pai Zhihai's problem. Chapter 2155. You're right, let's forget about it then. Elder Tang was afraid of death as well. It wouldn't be a problem for him to send people after Lin Yi, but if he did it himself, it would be a little scary. Plus, he was leaning towards the idea that if Tang Yu and Lin Yi had a good relationship, it would be a way to hide House Tang's backup. Since everyone was thinking of retreating, there was no need for him to be the bad guy. Elder Tang, Elder Yu, if you guys aren't going then we… Jin Gang was in a pickle. He hated Lin Yi the most, and if he missed this chance, there wouldn't be another one in the future. Yeah, Elder Yu, Elder Zhao, let's put this matter aside for now, and deal with Lin Yi first, alright? Gate Master Wu of the Qian Mountain Gate was panicking as well. He had the same thought. This was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I say, Gate Master Jin, Gate Master Wu, if you guys want to go, then go yourself. Elder Yu definitely can't go. Elder Pai purposely didn't mention Elder Yu and Elder Zhao, but changed the topic to Elder Yu so that no one could find any loopholes. They all thought that he really cared about Elder Yu and didn't want anything to happen to him. Put it aside? I can't put it aside today, I have to make it clear. Why don't you guys give me a chi gathering pill? Elder Yu smiled coldly at Gate Master Wu and Gate Master Jin. To be fair, if something like this happened to your families, wouldn't you be worried? Would you still have the time to think about other things? Gate Master Jin and Gate Master Wu smiled bitterly at each other. This Lin Yi was really good at finding opportunities. He didn't say it earlier or later, but he just had to say it now. Elder Yu's mind was completely on Elder Zhao, and he didn't even want to think about Lin Yi's matter anymore. This was really putting them in a difficult position. Old Master Zhao, do you admit it or not? Elder Yu connected the dots, and the more he thought about it, the more he felt that there was something wrong with Elder Zhao. He couldn't blame Lin Yi for saying that, because it made sense. Elder Yu, calm down first. Elder Zhao really didn't know how to explain this. He knew that Elder Yu wouldn't let this go if he didn't give an explanation. Our priority right now is to take down Lin Yi. We'll talk about the rest later? We'll deal with Lin Yi later. The most important thing right now is the chi gathering pill. Elder Yu waved his hand, frowning. We need to make this clear. Gate Master Wu and Gate Master Jin didn't have any ideas. Originally, they had agreed to work together to deal with Lin Yi. Who would have thought that such a thing would happen? Hey, Sect Leader Jin, it seems like no one is going. Are you going to give up too? Sect Leader Wall had no choice but to look at Diamond Drill. What can I do if I don't give up? Gate Master Jin shook his head helplessly. I have an idea, we can try. Gate Master was said. But it's a bit risky. I wonder if Gate Master Jin is willing to give it a try? What idea? Let's hear it. Diamond Drill wanted to kill Lin Yi, so naturally he wouldn't let go of any chance. Now it's just the two of us left. We can't act rashly, we can only use our wits. Gate Master was said. Later, you and I will leave the manor and stop Lin Yi. I'll pretend that I want to send the beast off, and then I'll use the chance to convince the beast to become our helper. While I'm convincing the beast, you just need to help guard and make sure Lin Yi doesn't attack me. As long as I convince the beast, we don't need to do anything else. We just need to let the beast help us. With it against Lin Yi, we can just sit back and enjoy the fruits of its labor. Well, we can try this method. Diamond listened to his plan and felt that it wasn't dangerous at all. It was worth a try. Then let's go now, in case that Lin Yi escapes. Sect Master Wu also nodded. The two of them quickly walked out of the meeting hall and flew out of the manor together. Old Pai looked at the two of them leaving with a faint sneer. As long as the Heaven Rank Elders didn't make a move, the two of them wouldn't be able to do anything, so Old Pai wasn't worried. Lin Yi, Han Xiaopa, and Han Tianba walked out of the meeting hall and returned to their temporary lodgings. They brought the purple lightning beast to the parking lot and got into the Mercedes-Benz S600 that they drove earlier. The purple lightning beast was too big and couldn't get into the car, but the beast's speed was comparable to the speed of the wind. It wouldn't be a problem for it to follow the car. Moreover, it was nighttime now. From the outside, the purple electric tempest beast looked like a big horse, so it wouldn't attract too much attention. They walked all the way out of the Zhao Manor and came to the private road at the entrance of the Zhao Manor. They hadn't gone far when the road ahead was blocked by a roadblock. Lin Yi frowned. As expected, they still made a move. It was just that his plan to sow discord didn't have the desired effect. Old Zhao and old Yu didn't fight. However, Lin Yi asked Han Xiaopa to stop the car and looked at the two people behind the roadblock. He smiled. The two people who came were actually the least threatening ones. One was Gate Master Wa of the Qian Mountain Gate, and the other was Jin Gang of the Golden Clock Gate. The two headmasters are in a good mood, aren't you? It's already so late at night and you're here to send us off? Lin Yi got off the car and looked at the two people in front of him, asking casually. That's right, we're here to send you off. Gate Master Wa had already found an excuse. This purple lightning beast is our Qian Mountain Gate's guardian beast. Although it's leaving with you now, we still have a deep relationship. Can I send it off? Send off the purple lightning beast. Lin Yi paused and frowned. He didn't know what Gate Master Wa was thinking. If he said that he wanted to kill him here, Lin Yi would believe him. But to say goodbye to the purple lightning beast, why did it sound so strange? That's right. We've known each other for so many years. However, I've already said that whatever happens to the purple lightning tempest beast, that's its own business. Since it has chosen you and wants to go back with you, I have to bid farewell to it, right? Sect Master Wall nodded as a matter of course. Chapter 2156. Gate Master Jin hesitated for a moment. He didn't expect Lin Yi to ask him. The dialogue they had planned didn't include him, Diamond Drill. However, Diamond Drill reacted quickly and nodded. I'm here to accompany Gate Master Wa. This purple lightning beast has followed Lin Yi, its new master. If you want to use the purple lightning beast to attack Gate Master Wa, I'll use my golden bell shield to help him. Lin Yi was speechless. You really have a sacrificial spirit. Whatever. You guys go say goodbye. I'm in a hurry. But Gate Master Wa saw that Lin Yi agreed and didn't doubt him. He was overjoyed and quickly walked to the side of the purple lightning beast. He lowered his voice and said in beast language, Purple lightning beast, why are you leaving with Lin Yi? What benefits did he promise you? How about this, you follow me back? I can give you the elixir of the sect. Think about it, one elixir is equivalent to a year of cultivation. How about it? If you betray Lin Yi now, I'll give it to you? When the purple lightning beast heard Gate Master Wa's words, it raised its head lazily and gave him a contemptuous look. Then it roared at him, roar. Others couldn't understand, but Gate Master Wa could. The purple lightning beast didn't agree, so he gritted his teeth and increased the bargaining chip. He said, 2, how about 2 elixirs? Roar, roar, roar. The purple lightning beast was a little impatient. If you want to say goodbye, then say goodbye. Why are you wasting time? It also saw that Gate Master Wa was here to say goodbye, but in fact, he was here to instigate it. Originally, the purple lightning beast wanted to give him face and say goodbye because they had known each other for so long. However, it didn't expect this guy to have bad intentions. It didn't even want to pay attention to it. It turned around and directly aimed its butt at Gate Master Wa. With a bang, it let out a loud fart, directly causing Gate Master Wa to tumble and fall 3 meters away. Han Xiaopa couldn't help but laugh out loud. Boss, this sect Master Wall's way of saying goodbye is really unique. He actually let the purple electric tempest beast fart? Lin Yi also found it a little funny. Looking at Sect Master Wa's sneaky appearance, he could already guess what Sect Master Wa was going to do. He was probably trying to persuade the purple electric storm beast to go back. But now, the purple electric storm beast didn't even care about Sect Master Wa and directly gave him a fart. Sect Leader Wa was shocked by the fart and his face turned red. However, he didn't dare to scold it and could only endure it. However, he also knew that this purple electric tempest beast was determined to leave with Lin. He didn't know what benefits Lin Yi had given it that it didn't even need a spirit pill. Although Sect Master Wa was unwilling, he had no other choice. He knew that the purple electric tempest beast's fart was a warning to him. If he didn't know what was good for him, then what awaited him wouldn't just be a fart, but a claw. Old man, your way of saying goodbye is really interesting. Sect Master could only mediate for himself. He waved his hand at the purple electric tempest beast. Goodbye, live a good life in the future. When he said this, his heart was bleeding, but he couldn't do anything about it. Okay, is there anything else? If there's nothing else, we're leaving. Lin Yi glanced at Sect Master and asked. There's nothing else. Sect Master was helpless. He didn't want Lin Yi to leave, but the purple electric tempest beast and Lin Yi were in cahoots. Not to mention that Lin Yi had the purple electric tempest beast. Even if he didn't, he could still kill him and diamond drill. So, how could Sect Master dare to act rashly? Han Xiaopa opened the barrier and let Lin Yi's car pass. Han Xiaopa stepped on the accelerator, and the car sped away. The purple electric tempest beast quickly followed behind. The unlucky Sect Master had just eaten a fart, and now he had a face full of car exhaust. He angrily cursed, "Motherfucker, I don't know what's wrong with this purple electric tempest beast, but it's following Lin." Forget it, where there's life, there's hope. Diamond Drill shook his head, but he wasn't happy or sad. He was very open-minded. He couldn't take revenge, so it was best not to. He didn't want to become the second Jin Wudi. The best thing to do now was to go back and train hard, find an opportunity to break through, strive to improve his strength, and then go after Lin. Otherwise, everything before that was just wishful thinking. Sect Master and Diamond Drill returned to the hidden Zhao family's meeting hall. Old Pai looked at them and asked, "How was it? What's the result?" "Don't mention it. That purple electric tempest beast is determined to follow Lin Yi. I can't do anything about it." Sect Master said, "It's a good thing you didn't go. Otherwise, if Lin Yi sent the purple electric tempest beast to deal with you, you wouldn't have a good time either." Old Man Yu and Old Man Tang looked at each other and thought that it was a good thing that they didn't go. Gate Master didn't have the confidence to subdue the purple electric wind thunder beast. If they had gone, it would have been 2 against 2 with Lin Yi. Lin Yi could kill a heaven ranker in 1 second, and the purple electric wind thunder beast could deal with a heaven ranker. Right, where are Elder Yu and Elder Zhao? Sect Master suddenly realized that they weren't in the meeting hall. They went to the secret room to discuss. It's not good for us to comment on their interests. It's better for them to discuss it themselves. Elder Yu said. Yeah, they asked us to be the judge. What can we do? Elder Tang said, let's wait for them to discuss it themselves. Since Sect Master and Sect Master Jean are back, I'll go back first. I'm worried about my grandson. I won't stay for long. Elder Pai stood up and said, okay, then let's go back. I reckon that Elder Yu and Elder Zhao won't come to a conclusion tonight. It'll be a waste of time for us to wait. Elder Yu nodded. Thus, the people in the meeting hall dispersed and went back to rest. These people all had their own thoughts. Some were glad, some were regretful. At the end of the day, it was because the conflict between Lin Yi and their families was different. They were also afraid of Lin Yi's power and the purple electric tempest beast's reputation. As a result, the matter was left unsettled for the time being, and Lin Yi got a great deal out of it. The car left the private area of the hidden Zhao Manor and turned onto the road. Lin Yi finally let out a sigh of relief. It seemed that today's matter was over. Chapter 2157. But at that time, it would be more dangerous. What if Elder Yu made a mistake and didn't trust him and attacked him first? That would be more troublesome. Although Lin Yi had a trump card, it would still hurt his life force. Even with the Purple Lightning Beast's help, it wouldn't be smooth sailing. This was because when Lin Yi left the manor, he had already compressed a chi bomb. He had been compressing it since before and hadn't released it yet. This was Lin Yi's other trump card. A chi gathering pill, a chi bomb, and a purple lightning beast. If he still couldn't get out of danger with these 3 things, then it meant that Lin Yi was too unlucky. Chi bombs were best avoided if possible. Using them too much would make them lose their mysteriousness. If he really couldn't do it, then he'd use it to win by surprise. Boss, what were Headmaster Wei and Headmaster Jean trying to do? Han Xiaopa breathed out in relief. He was lucky to be able to get out of danger, but he didn't understand what they were playing at the end. Sending off the spirit beast? Headmaster Will wanted to make the spirit beast defect, and Diamond Drill was his helper, but it didn't work. It's that simple, Lin explained. I see, I knew they were up to no good. Han Xiaopa said, right, boss, what about the qi gathering pill you told Elder Yu from the hidden house you? You took their qi gathering pills? No, it's like this. Lin Yi didn't hide anything, and told Han Xiaopa about the qi gathering pill he got from the tomb. I see. This time, the hidden house Yu and the hidden house Zhao are fighting, so they don't have time to bother us. Han Xiaopa realized, but why didn't the hidden house Tang and house Yu come? Why did they only send the two people who were the least dangerous? I'm not sure about that, perhaps Elder Pai did something. I'll ask him later. Lin Yi was also puzzled why old Tang and old Yu didn't come to kill him. If the two of them came, things would be more troublesome. At least it wouldn't be so smooth. But let's not worry about that. After this, our hidden house Han should be able to rest for a long time. Han Xiaopa said, no matter what, boss, thank you. No need to thank me, I got quite a lot of treasures this time. These things were much more than when they came. They filled up a small box and were placed in the trunk of the car. They were all kinds of heavenly materials and earthly treasures, elixirs, and miraculous medicines. The purple thunderbolt beast was quite smart. Lin Yi looked out of the window and realized that the beast had chosen a place where there were no people around, and it was very fast. No one had noticed it, as expected of an ancient spirit beast with high intelligence. Mr. Lin, should we go back to the hidden Han family first, or do you want to go home directly? Han Xiaopa asked as he drove. Let's go home. We've been away for so long. To be honest, Lin Yi was still worried about his family. Although he kept in touch with Miss via text every day, Lin Yi still wanted to go back as soon as possible. He didn't feel anything living with Miss every day, but he missed her and Shu a lot. As for Wang Xinyan and Han Jingjing, Lin Yi's heart was a little worried. He didn't tell Wang Xinyan that he was going to the Hidden House Summit, so he didn't know if she'd be worried or not. As for Han Jingjing, Lin Yi didn't say anything, but she lived close to Meng Yao. She probably knew about it already. Okay, Mr. Lin, where is your home? Han Xiaopa asked. In the Shueshang district, not far from Donghai Industry University, Lin Yi said. Okay. Han Xiaopa smiled and said, let's go and recognize the door. They returned to the entrance of Lin Yi's villa without any accidents. The purple thunderbolt beast came out of nowhere and ran to Lin Yi's side, crouching beside Lin Yi's feet. Come in and have a seat? Lin Yi invited. It's okay, boss, we won't disturb your rest. We'll go back first. Han Xiaopa looked at Meng Yao and Yushu coming out of the villa and smiled. He didn't want to disturb them, but in his heart, he thought, boss is hiding a mistress in his golden house, and every moment is worth 1,000 gold. Meng Yao and Yushu heard the car and came out to welcome them. They'd received Lin Yi's text saying that he would be back tonight, so they weren't surprised. Han Xiaopa got in the car and left with Han Tianba, leaving only Lin Yi and the purple thunderbolt beast at the entrance. Yao Shu. He looked at Meng Yao and Yushu standing in front of the villa, a strange feeling welling up in his heart. It was as if he was a wife welcoming her husband back from a long trip, but there were two wives in the mix. Shield bro, you're back. Did you bring anything for Shu? Yushu skipped over and saw the purple thunderbolt beast beside Lin. She was curious. Wow, this big dog looks so weird, it even has a horn on its head. Is it a hybrid? Roar! The purple thunderbolt beast was close to Lin Yi, but that didn't mean it was close to other people. It could tell that this person had a close relationship with Lin Yi, but how could it tolerate someone insulting it like this, calling it a big dog and a hybrid at that? So, the sudden roar wasn't just to express its dissatisfaction, but also to scare Yushu and make her behave. You're acting all high and mighty, you stupid dog. Yushu was pissed as well. Shield Bro brought you back, so you must be Shield Bro's follower. How dare you act all cocky in front of your little wife? Yushu yelled. General Wei Wu, come out. Shield Bro's little wife is being bullied by a stupid dog. Woof woof. A black shadow jumped out from the back of the villa with a cute little pig beside it. Brr. The purple thunderbolt beast's eyes widened when it saw the two mystic late-phase peak spirit beasts. The two stood on Yushu's left and right as if they were protecting their mistress. The purple thunderbolt beast was dumbfounded. Woof woof. Like, General Wei Wu and the pig glared at the purple thunderbolt beast. Were you looking for a beating? You dare bully Yushu? Roar roar. The purple electric tempest beast laughed awkwardly, meaning that it was just joking. This fellow finally understood why this little girl was so awesome. She even dared to call it a broken dog. Compared to these two spirit beasts, it was indeed the most trashy. If it wasn't broken, who would be? Chapter 2158. Even if the purple thunderbolt beast could fight against a sky-class early-phase human practitioner, it didn't dare to show any disrespect to a higher-level spirit beast. This was a law and rule of all things in nature. Lin Yi found it funny as well. This purple thunderbolt beast had been acting like it wasn't happy, but when it was in front of General Wei Wu and Skybolt Pig, it obediently became their lackey. Everything had its vanquisher. Broken dog, you're not going to bark anymore? Yushu put her hands on her waist and looked at the purple thunderbolt beast proudly. Roar roar. The purple thunderbolt beast laughed foolishly, but it was unhappy inward. This broken dog name was too ugly. Couldn't they change it to a better name? But it couldn't understand what they were saying, and could only look at Skybolt Pig and General Wei Wu with pleading eyes. Skybolt Pig, on the other hand, could understand the purple thunderbolt beast's words. He waved his paw and wrote a few words on the ground. Ugly name. It doesn't sound good? Yushu found the dog's name a little unpleasant as well. She'd only called it that on purpose because it was trying to show off. Now that the purple thunderbolt beast had admitted defeat, Yushu naturally wouldn't stoop to its level. It's called the purple thunderbolt beast. It's a bit long. Maybe we can call it Feng from now on? Lin said. Feng? That's a good name. Yushu nodded and kicked the purple thunderbolt beast. Can I call you Feng? Roar roar. The purple thunderbolt beast nodded. This name was so much better than broken dog. There was no reason for it not to comply. At this moment, it also understood that it had to be low-key and obedient in the future. In the Qian Mountain Gate, it was the overlord and the divine beast that was worshipped. But here, any spiritual beast that was randomly called out would be of a higher level than it. It was just a lackey. However, this strengthened the purple thunderbolt beast's confidence in following Lin. With its intelligence and eyesight, how could it not see that General Wei Wu was just a normal dog, without the bloodline of an ancient spirit beast, but it was forcefully turned into a pseudo-ancient spirit beast? If the purple thunderbolt beast still didn't know what Lin Yi was capable of, then it would have wasted its years of life. All these signs pointed to one problem. Lin Yi had the ability to turn a normal dog into an ancient spirit beast. Wouldn't it be a piece of cake for him to help it level up? Furthermore, the purple electric tempest beast had already experienced this when it was trapped in the training field's cage. Shield bro, this phone looks stupid. It's so big, it's not fun at all. It's not as cute as General Wei Wu and Skybolt Pig. Yushu looked at the purple thunderbolt beast, disliking it. Roar roar roar. The purple thunderbolt beast quickly defended itself. Skybolt Pig translated on the ground. It said, when it level up to the early phase of Earth class, it can change its body size at will. Lin Yi looked at the words on the ground, a little shocked. This purple thunderbolt beast had such an ability? However, Lin Yi didn't have the intention to help it level up now. After all, this was a spirit beast that Lin Yi had just tamed. Lin Yi had to observe its character, whether it was sincere or not. Just like the lion, although it was obedient, it always harbored disloyalty. Lin Yi didn't help it level up, and this purple thunderbolt beast, Lin Yi also had to observe it. After all, this guy had betrayed the Qianshan sect once. Would it betray him a second time? The purple thunderbolt beast was different from General Wei Wu and Skybolt Pig. General Wei Wu knew Meng Yao very well, and he had risked his life to protect Meng Yao. Skybolt Pig, on the other hand, was Zhang Liju's spirit beast, and now that Liju was dead, Lin Yi had inherited his legacy. Skybolt Pig, on the other hand, wouldn't betray him and go somewhere else. I'll observe you for a period of time, see your character, and see if you're truly loyal to me. Then I'll consider if I should increase your strength, and by how much. Lin Yi said as he looked at the purple lightning beast. Roar roar. The purple thunderbolt beast quickly nodded. It knew that Lin Yi wouldn't help it level up right now. Everything had a process, and General Weiwu and Skybolt Pig had been with Lin Yi for a long time. It was new here, and if it didn't perform well, how could Lin Yi treat it well? So it wasn't in a hurry. With its intelligence, it knew that Lin Yi definitely didn't trust it yet, and so in order to gain Lin Yi's trust, it had to build a good relationship with General Weiwu and Skybolt Pig. Through them, it could understand Lin Yi's personality, and only then would it be able to get Lin Yi to help it level up. General Weiwu, bring it to your backyard to stay there. Lin Yi ordered General Weiwu. In the backyard of the villa, Lin Yi built a spiritual beast's house. Currently, General Weiwu and Skybolt Pig were living there. Although the purple thunderbolt beast could also live there, it would be a little crowded. Lin Yi planned to expand it when he was free, but for now, it was better to let them live here. Woof woof. General Weiwu barked twice and brought the purple thunderbolt beast and Skybolt Pig back to the backyard. Yao Yao, Shu, let's go back too, Lin Yi said. Okay. Meng Yao had a lot of questions to ask Lin Yi about his experience this time, and whether he was in trouble or not, but when the words reached her mouth, she couldn't bring herself to ask. She smiled faintly, turned around, and walked into the villa. Yu Shu, on the other hand, kept pestering Lin Yi. Shield bro, other than that phone, is there anything else you want to give Shu? Shu Yao, this time I did bring back 2 things for you. Lin Yi said as he opened the leather box and took out the poison repellent pearl and antidote pill. He said, this is the poison repellent pearl. It can be used to test for poisons, and it can detect most poisons. As long as you put it in food that is suspected to be poisonous, it will change color, and the more poisonous it is, the darker the color. Ah, this is fun. Now we don't have to worry about people poisoning me and Yao Yao sis anymore. Yushu took the poison repellent pearl and played with it with interest. Chapter 2159. I see, Shield Bro, you're so nice to me and Yao Yao. Yushu said happily. Right, where did these things come from? Did that Han Xiaopa give them to you? Nope, I won them in the Hidden House Summit. Lin Yi said. So you won all these things? Meng Yao was a little surprised. Didn't you say that you'd only help them race? How did you win this much? That's what I said at first, but the plan changed a little. Lin Yi said with a bitter smile. I won pretty much all of them. All of them? Meng Yao looked at Lin Yi, surprised. What happened? Yeah, Shield Bro, tell us. Yushu was interested as well. Lin Yi smiled faintly as he explained the situation to Meng Yao and Yushu. He only gave a simple description, leaving out some parts of the process. It wasn't as vivid as Yushu's, but even so, Meng Yao and Yushu were mesmerized by the story. Shield Bro, you're so good. How did you do it? Why do I feel like they set this up for you? Yushu said, surprised. Nope, it's just a coincidence. Lin Yi said. Alright, it's getting late, let's get some rest. Okay. Meng Yao looked at the time. It was really late, and they still had school tomorrow. They couldn't talk too late. She pulled Yushu upstairs when she turned around. Right, Wang Xinyan called, asking where you were. I didn't explain in detail, so I didn't know if I could tell her. Oh, and Han Jingjing asked too, I just said you went out. You can explain it to them later. Alright? Lin Yi nodded, a little surprised. Meng Yao seemed to be talking about it very calmly, without a hint of dissatisfaction in her tone. The miss didn't seem to like him messing around all that much, did she? Especially Wang Xinyan, but the miss attitude had changed ever since that trip to the Tiger and Lion Park. Meng Yao went upstairs and didn't say anything else. When they reached the second floor, Yushu whispered, Yao Yao, that Han Jingjing seems to be interested in Shield Bro as well. Who do you think should be Shield Bro's wife? Whoever he chooses. Why do you have to worry so much? As long as he has a good character. Meng Yao said faintly. I think that Wang Xinyan is a good person, but she's a little smart. That Han Jingjing, on the other hand, is dumb, but not stupid. These two aren't easy to choose. Yushu said. Do you really have nothing better to do? Why are you worrying so much? Meng Yao slapped Yushu's head. I think you should just go up there. Aren't you the concubine? You can level up and become the first wife. Me? Yushu looked a little tempted, but shook her head. I think I'll pass. Being the main wife is too troublesome, and I don't really like it. The second wife is better. Why don't you take it, Yao Yao? I'm not going to discuss pointless things with you. I'm going to sleep. Meng Yao yawned and walked to the bedroom. Yushu sighed softly, and a trace of bitterness flashed across her face, but it disappeared in a flash. She quickly caught up. Yao Yao, wait for me. Lin Yi looked at the time. It wasn't practical to contact Wang Xinyan and Han Jingjing right now. He'd think about it tomorrow. He went back to his room and took a shower. Lin Yi started sorting the spoils of war before turning on his computer. He started studying the scientific refinement method that Han Jingjing had arranged. Before, Lin Yi had been busy leveling up, and he didn't have time to study these things. Now that he had broken through to Earth class mid-phase, he wouldn't be able to break through again in a short period of time. So, Lin Yi wanted to calm down and study the refinement method. Lin Yi was purely lucky in this competition of the Hidden Noble House Summit. If it wasn't for the Hidden House Yu being suspicious and raising the competition's threshold to level 3 elixirs, they might have already won. However, not knowing how to concoct elixirs was still a weakness. Remembering his promise with crystal candy, Lin Yi calmed down and started to condense the elixir fire according to Han Jingjing's instructions. He had to admit that Han Jingjing was a genius, using modern medicine and some physics formulas on the refinement fire condensing technique, making Zhang Liju's refinement fire condensing technique shorter and more concise. Lin Yi followed Han Jingjing's method and easily condensed a first-level refinement fire. It was even faster than before, but when Lin Yi tried to change the fire's intensity and temperature, something that made Lin Yi want to cry happened. The refinement fire went out again. Lin Yi frowned. He wasn't willing to give up. He started the second condensation, and this time, Lin Yi changed it a little. It was still a first-level refinement fire, but this time, it was a higher intensity and temperature. But this time, what surprised Lin Yi was that it was the same refinement fire. The intensity of the fire was very stable, and the temperature met Lin Yi's requirements. And so, Lin Yi tried to lower the temperature of the refinement fire. But this time, it was the same tragedy. The refinement fire went out when Lin Yi lowered the temperature. The two extinguishing of the refinement fire came without any warning. It was as if Lin Yi was using this method to condense the refinement fire, and he was running out of energy. If he kept circulating it slowly, there wouldn't be a problem, but once he changed the method and speed, the refinement fire would go out. It didn't matter if it was faster or slower, stronger or weaker, it wouldn't work. In other words, if he kept the same speed, temperature, and intensity of the refinement fire, it wouldn't be a problem, but once he changed it, it wouldn't work. This strange situation made Lin Yi feel very strange, but he couldn't do anything about it. It wasn't a problem for him to condense the refinement fire, but he couldn't maintain it. And it was impossible to not change the intensity and temperature of the refinement fire. Even if he was making a first-level elixir, he would need to change the intensity and temperature of the refinement fire a few times. Similarly, Lin Yi tried to condense second and third-level refinement fires, and the results were the same. He could condense it steadily. As long as he didn't change the intensity and temperature, the refinement fire would be very uniform, but if he changed it, it would go out without a doubt. Chapter 2160. This bracelet was a great support treasure for the alchemist. It had the effect of calming one's heart, preventing the alchemist's fire from being affected by the alchemist's emotions, allowing the fire to burn pure. After putting on the bracelet, Lin Yi tried again, but every time he tried, his hope was met with disappointment. The fire he'd condensed before was already very stable and pure, and this bracelet wasn't very useful. When changing fire to water, wood, metal, earth, and other elements, as long as he didn't change the temperature or the intensity of the fire, the transformation would be smooth and steady. Once the temperature and intensity were changed, the fire would extinguish. In other words, Lin Yi didn't have much of a difference wearing it. Lin Yi shook his head. He had planned to give this to Han Jingjing, but it seemed like he wasn't good at everything. With the art of dragon mastery, Lin Yi had an advantage over others in many areas, and if he wanted to learn alchemy as well, it would be too greedy. Just when he was about to continue training, his phone rang. Lin Yi picked it up and saw that it was Pai Zhishan calling. It seemed like he had saved his phone number when she sent him a text message earlier. Boss Lin Yi, you've arrived safely, right? Pai Zhishan's voice sounded. I'm here, but their plans seem to have changed? Linist. Boss, I didn't think that you would come up with such a killer move, causing the hidden house you and House Zhao to fight. Naturally, they wouldn't have the time to stop you, boss. Pai Zhishan said. Then, the hidden house Tang and house you were tempted? My grandpa said this. Pai Zhishan told Lin Yi about what happened after Lin Yi left. He was actually asking for credit, since the hidden house Tang and house you retreated was largely due to Elder Pai. Thank you, I was wondering why those two didn't come, it was all thanks to Elder Pai. Lin Yi said. Hee, now that you are Mai and Pai Zhihai's boss, you are too polite. Pai Zhishan smiled. Alright boss, I won't disturb your rest anymore. I'll hang up first. I'll contact you if there's any news. Okay, Lin Yi said calmly. He knew what Pai Zhishan was thinking, but he wasn't in a rush to agree. After all, the hidden house Pai was different from the hidden house Han. Lin Yi had some history with them, so even if Lin Yi wanted to heal Pai Zhihai, he had to be careful and not agree to it directly. Pai Zhishan was disappointed, but it was within his expectations, so he wasn't discouraged. He decided to keep in touch with Lin Yi. As long as Lin Yi accepted him, he wouldn't be far from curing Pai Zhihai. After hanging up the phone, Lin Yi started practicing. The next morning, Lin Yi walked out of his bedroom feeling refreshed. He was about to go to the kitchen to make breakfast, but when he saw Grandma Sun's figure, he remembered that he didn't need to make breakfast anymore. He came back too late last night, and Grandma Sun was probably already asleep, so Lin Yi forgot about her existence. Grandma Sun, do you need help? Linist. No need, it's almost done. Grandma Sun smiled. Mr. Lin, you're back. Come back. You can cook first, I'll go next door and ask Han Jingjing and the others to come over and eat together. Lin Yi remembered that Han Jingjing and her brother ate instant noodles every day. Since he was back today, it wouldn't be a problem to ask them to eat together. No need, Han Jingjing has come to eat breakfast every day for the past 2 days. As soon as Grandma Sun's voice fell, the doorbell rang. Lin Yi wanted to ask why Han Jingjing came to eat breakfast, but he still went to open the door first. Sure enough, he saw Han Jingjing yawning as she walked. She was in a daze, and with a dong sound, she bumped into Lin Yi's body. She bumped into Lin Yi, and her towering chest pressed against Lin Yi's body. Brother Lin Yi? Han Jingjing suddenly woke up from her sleep. She widened her eyes and looked at Lin. She said in surprise, "You're back?" "I'm back." Lin Yi swallowed a mouthful of saliva. Han Jingjing was only wearing pajamas. She didn't wear a bra inside. Originally, when she bumped into Lin Yi's body, it was enough to make Lin Yi feel comfortable. However, from Lin Yi's angle, he could still see Han Jingjing's chest that was squeezed out of shape. Lin Yi quickly took 2 steps back in embarrassment, but after taking a step back, he regretted it. Han Jingjing was in a daze as if she didn't realize that she had been taken advantage of and exposed. She still looked at Lin Yi happily and said, "Brother Lin Yi, I can refine the spirit-gathering pill now. I have refined a few. Take a look." "Oh, I forgot to bring them. I'll go back to get them." Han Jingjing touched her clothes and realized that she was still wearing pajamas. She was about to go home to get them. "It's okay. Let's eat first. We'll talk later." Lin Yi was also very happy when he heard that Han Jingjing had successfully refined the first-level spirit-gathering pill. Although the pill wasn't very useful to Lin Yi, it could be used as a gift. If Lin Yi didn't want to personally help them increase their strength, he could give the pill to them. He could also use it to exchange for treasures. "Oh." Han Jingjing nodded. "Right, Jingjing, why are you having breakfast here?" Lin Yi suddenly remembered to ask. "I didn't see you at school this morning, so I came to find you the next day. Yao Yao sis asked me to have breakfast with them." Han Jingjing nodded. "Meow?" Lin Yi was surprised. He was about to say something when Meng Yao and Yu Shu came downstairs. They saw Han Jingjing at the door. "Jingjing, you're here." Yao Yao sis, Shu." Han Jingjing greeted them politely. Han Xiaoqiao, who was following behind Han Jingjing, put down the textbook in his hand and greeted Meng Yao, Yushu, and Lin. Yao Yao sis, Shu sis, Linny bro. At this time, Grandma's son also served the food and everyone sat down to eat breakfast. Linny bro, why did you leave for so many days? You didn't tell Jing Jing. Luckily, Yao Yao sis told me that you went far away. Otherwise, Jing Jing would be so worried. Han Jingjing said. And I went out to help someone. Linny said. But I also got some good stuff. Just nice, this is for you. Linny said as he took out the jade bracelet and gave it to Han Jingjing. Chapter 2161. I've already given it to them, this is for you, they don't need it. Lin Yi paused. He didn't think that a girl as insensitive as Han Jingjing would be able to consider other people's feelings. Oh, I'll accept it then. Han Jingjing took the jade bracelet and put it on her hand. Suddenly, she felt a very comfortable and warm feeling. Was this a warm jade? Han Jingjing's eyes flashed with surprise. This was indeed a good treasure. This jade bracelet is called the Spirit Concentration Jade Bracelet. It's a great support for a refiner, perfect for you. Lin Yi explained. Lin Yi had given Meng Yao and Yushu a poison-repellent pearl and an antidote pill, but they were all life-saving treasures. There wasn't a single jeweler. Meng Yao didn't feel too comfortable seeing Lin Yi give Han Jingjing jewelry, but after hearing that it was used for concocting pills, she felt much better. Really? It looks pretty good. Han Jingjing said. Linny bro, I'll definitely study pill making well, you're so nice to me, this bracelet looks like a good thing. Okay, keep working hard. Lin Yi still had a small qi gathering pill for Han Jingjing, and now that Han Jingjing's strength had increased, it meant that her pill making skills had increased as well. Once Han Jingjing could make third-level pills, he could trade with Bingtang and get Xiao Xiao back. The group finished breakfast and drove to school. Meng Yao had been driving before, but now it was Lin Yi's turn. They parted at the parking lot, and Lin Yi and Han Jingjing walked to the biology building together. Han Jingjing didn't ask much about Lin Yi being gone for a few days, but started talking about her pill making for the past few days. Linny bro, this is the soul-gathering pill Jing Jing made, take a look. Han Jingjing said as she took out a small box from her bag and gave it to Lin. Linny took the box, surprised. The ingredients for this pill are quite common, but they're very expensive, and normal pharmacies don't sell them. How did you get them? Yeah, Jing Jing's family has some business related to medicine, and they can buy some rare ingredients. Han Jingjing said. Jing Jing asked for these from her family. 10. Lin Yi was a little surprised as he looked at the pills in the box. Each pill was full and round, and each of them had a purity of over 90%. According to Zhang Liju's notes, this was considered a high-level first-level elixir. The same pill, but the refiner's skill and strength differed, and the quality of the pills were different as well. The higher the quality, the greater the effect. If one were to eat one of these high-level pills, it would be equivalent to eating 2 middle-level pills and 4 low-level pills. However, even a yellow-level third-level alchemist might not be able to refine a high-grade spirit-gathering pill. Previously in the Hidden Han family, the spirit-gathering pill that they had obtained from the ancient ruins was only a mid-grade spirit-gathering pill. The pill that Yu Coiling Tiger was refining was basically a low-grade spirit-gathering pill. And so, Han Jingjing making high-level pills surprised Lin. Jing Jing, how many ingredients did you waste to make these 10 pills? Waste ingredients? Han Jingjing paused, her big watery eyes looking at Lin embarrassedly. These ingredients are so expensive, and Jing Jing's family is rich, but they can't afford to waste them. But Jing Jing was very careful and still wasted 2 sets of ingredients. You're saying that you only used 12 sets of ingredients to make 10 pills? Lin Yi's mouth twitched. This news hit Lin Yi's confidence once again. No, I only used a little more than 8 sets of ingredients. Han Jingjing said. A little more than 8 sets? Lin Yi stumbled. This was the first time he'd heard of something like this, using 8 portions of ingredients to make 10 elixirs. Even Zhang Liju's notes didn't mention this possibility, and Han Jingjing had actually done it. How did she do it? Yeah. Han Jingjing nodded. Jing Jing is stupid, right? Is it possible to refine even more? How did you do it? Lin Yi was already used to Han Jingjing's genius, but the shock she brought to Lin Yi today was still huge. Jing Jing studied the formula for the spirit-gathering pill. Then, she made a function curve for the time, temperature, and intensity of the fire in the formula. Then Jing Jing marked the speed and method of chanting the mantra for each temperature and intensity of the fire. Han Jingjing explained. After that, Jing Jing followed the instructions on the function, starting to condense the fire according to the time. You know, big bro Lin Jing Jing's pretty dumb. My sixth sense is pretty bad, and I can't tell what's happening in the cauldron, so I had to follow the recipe strictly like this. Fortunately, Jing Jing's formula was very useful, and I successfully made a soul-gathering pill. That works? Lin Yi took a deep breath. Han Jingjing's method was probably unique in the entire world of elixir refinement. There wasn't a single elixir refiner who would use this kind of curve function to make elixirs. Only a freak like Han Jingjing would use this method. No wonder the quality of the pills she refined was so good. She was operating strictly according to the pill recipe. A normal alchemist's pill refinement had more human factors, but Han Jingjing's was simply an assembly line production, just like those fast food chains. She controlled the heat and time of cooking, and the quality of things produced in batches would always be the same. Yes, I think this pill is only 90% pure. It should be because Jing Jing's formula is not too strict. If Jing Jing has enough time, she can continue to perfect it. Han Jingjing said with some regret, if Brother Lin Yi were to make it, it would definitely be 100% pure. Lin Yi smiled bitterly. Then how did you refine 9 soul-gathering pills with the rest of the materials? Jing Jing followed the gourd and refined one, but after Jing Jing finished refining, she felt that it consumed too much physical strength and true qi. It was not worth it to only refine one at a time. Han Jingjing said, the cauldron is so big and can refine many pills at once. Jing Jing thought that if she could refine many pills at once, wouldn't she save a lot of energy? So Jing Jing began to study. Chapter 2162. Lin Yi had never heard of anyone making multiple elixirs in one cauldron, be it Zhang Liju's notes or Lin Yi's knowledge, there was no such thing. Yet Han Jingjing came up with a method like this, and from the looks of it, it seemed to have succeeded. And you used the leftover ingredients to make 8 elixirs? Lin Yi asked, holding back his shock. No, Jing Jing first simulated the process of making elixirs and measured the pressure and temperature in the cauldron, and according to how each elixir was heated, Jing Jing calculated a new temperature, fire, and time curve based on the size of the cauldron. Han Jingjing said, but the first time, Jing Jing neglected a parameter and used 2 sets of ingredients for the experiment, and it went to waste right away. Jing Jing's heart ached, but at the same time, she found the flaw and perfected the formula. And so, in order to experiment, she put the leftover 4 sets of ingredients into the cauldron and used the new curve to make elixirs. And when it was done, Jing Jing realized that there were actually 8 elixirs in the cauldron. 4 sets of ingredients, and you made 8 elixirs. Lin Yi was shocked once more. Jing Jing, you really are a little genius. Lin Yi bro, don't praise Jing Jing, you make me feel like I'm floating in the air. Han Jingjing said shyly. Lin Yi looked at Han Jingjing's expression and listened to her words, sweating in his heart once more. Was it because his thoughts were too complicated, always thinking too much? Or was this Han Jingjing trying to seduce him on purpose? But it didn't seem like it. Han Jingjing was always serious, and the thing they talked about the most was elixir making, but she never talked about anything else. It seemed like he was thinking too much. How much energy and time does it take to make these 8 elixirs? Lin Yi asked. Probably more or less 2 or 3 times. The specifics are different. Han Jingjing said, I have a formula here. Big brother Lin Yi, can you take a look? I won't look. Although Han Jingjing's formula was exquisite, it was useless for Lin Yi to look at it. He didn't know how to refine pills. Sighing, Lin Yi said, 4 sets of ingredients to refine 8 qi-gathering pills. What kind of principle is this? I'm not too sure, but when refining a qi-amassing pill, there will be some waste materials left under the medicine cauldron. I'm guessing that if 4 portions were refined at the same time, some of the waste materials might have been used. Jing Jing can't figure it out either. Han Jingjing said, Alright, just keep it to yourself. Don't tell anyone else. Lin Yi knew what would happen if Han Jingjing's method of alchemy spread out. Lin Yi couldn't let others find out before he had the absolute strength to protect Han Jingjing, this mobile medicine cauldron. Otherwise, it was likely that she would be captured for research. Enen, Jingjing told Big Brother Lin. Han Jingjing said, Big Sister Yao Yao, Little Shu, and my brother, Jingjing didn't say anything. That's good. You can't let go of your guard. Lin said. The two of them said this and walked into the classroom. What surprised Lin Yi was that Coiling Tiger Right actually came earlier than him. He was talking to his two subordinates. Seeing Lin Yi walk into the classroom, Coiling Tiger Right's eyes flashed with hatred, but he didn't dare to openly find trouble with Lin. Since he didn't find trouble, Lin Yi didn't bother with him and walked to his seat. Young Master Yu, that Lin Yi is here. Do you think Boss Bai will be angry later? The yellow hair laughed and said gloatingly. It's hard to say. Boss Bai hates skipping classes for no reason. I have a legitimate reason to attend the Hidden House Summit. As for Lin Yi, he's helping the Hidden Han family. I'm afraid he'll be scolded this time. Coiling Tiger Right said. It's good to let him be unlucky. It's best if he loses Boss Bai's trust. When that happens, I won't teach him alchemy anymore. I'll teach young Master Yu alchemy instead. The yellow hair said. That's great. Coiling Tiger Right nodded. Wang Xinyan also came. She came to the classroom early almost every day. She quietly sat in her seat and read. When Lin Yi walked to her side, Wang Xinyan only noticed that there was someone beside her. She raised her head and saw Lin. She was slightly startled. A hint of joy flashed in her eyes, but she hid it well. Lin, you're back. Jingjing said you went on a long trip. Xinyan's tone was calm, but her heart was pounding like a little deer. Yeah, I helped a friend out. Lin Yi said, I didn't think about it for this long, so I didn't tell you. I'm sorry for making you worry. It's nothing. Wang Xinyan blushed. I'm just a normal friend's concern. Ha. Lin Yi smiled and didn't reply. He didn't know what to say. His relationship with Wang Xinyan was very strange. They might have a good impression of each other, but it was also very distant. It was just that after Lin Yi found out that Wang Xinyan's scent helped with his training, he wanted to take her for himself. But that thought was a little too selfish and impure, so Lin Yi would try to suppress it sometimes. These are the notes from the past few days. You didn't come to class. Wang Xinyan pushed her notes to Lin Yi and said faintly. Oh, thanks. Lin Yi was a little surprised as he took the notes from Wang Xinyan and flipped through them. Boss Bai's medical knowledge was very refreshing to Lin Yi, and so Lin Yi paid extra attention to Boss Bai's lessons. Since Wang Xinyan had taken notes, Lin Yi started reading them carefully, but Lin Yi noticed that Wang Xinyan's notes were a lot more detailed than usual when he wasn't here. Perhaps it was for him, and that touched Lin Yi a little. It wasn't long before class started, and Boss Bai walked into the classroom. He looked at Lin Yi, but didn't say anything before turning his eyes to Coiling Tiger Right. Coiling Tiger Right, you've been absent for so many days. Don't you have anything to say? Chapter 2163. Do you think that the rules I set before have no effect on you? Or can you pass my special test? Elder Bai asked coldly. Mr. Bai, I'm going to participate in that, you know? Right. Coiling Tiger couldn't say the Hidden House Summit publicly, so he could only hint, and Lin is going too. It doesn't matter if he goes, he's already passed my special test and can ask for leave anytime, and he got full marks in the final exam too. Elder Bai waved his hand and said, but you can't. After school today, come to my office and take the special test. If you can't pass, then just wait to fail. Yes. Right. Coiling Tiger nodded helplessly with a bitter face, but in his heart he was a bit angry. Why was Lin Yi fine? Lin Yi passed the test? If Lin Yi could pass the test, then he, Right Coiling Tiger, could definitely pass it too. Thinking of this, Right Coiling Tiger regained his confidence. Okay, let's start class. Elder Bai didn't care about Right Coiling Tiger's matter anymore. He opened the textbook and started talking about the course. Right Coiling Tiger sat down gloomily, and the way he looked at Lin Yi became more and more unhappy. Originally, during this Hidden House Summit, they agreed to kill Lin Yi, but in the end, they didn't kill Lin Yi, and instead, Lin Yi got a lot of great benefits for no reason. Right, young master. Elder Bai seems to be a bit interested in Lin. Yellow Hair said. I can tell. No, I have to work harder. I heard that Elder Bai already took in a closed-door disciple. In this school, if he wants to take in a disciple, then that Lin Yi has some connections. I have to fight for it too. Right, Coiling Tiger said. How about we give Elder Bai some gifts? Purple Hair hesitated and said. Gifts? Gifts? What do you have that can make Elder Bai take a fancy to? It wasn't that you Coiling Tiger hadn't thought of this possibility, but after thinking about it, Boss Bai's meridians were all destroyed, so it was useless to give him anything related to alchemy. Even if he gave him money, he probably wouldn't accept it, so you Coiling Tiger was really in a difficult position. Lin Yi, on the other hand, pushed the notebook back to Xinyan since Boss Bai had started the lecture. Xinyan took the notebook and didn't say anything. She took off her coat and put it on the seat beside her, moving closer to Lin Yi to listen attentively. Lin Yi smiled. The two of them had a tacit understanding now, and Xinyan knew that Lin Yi was back. She wanted to continue her training, so she didn't wait for Lin Yi to say anything. Thank you, Lin Yi said. What? Xinyan looked at Lin Yi strangely, but didn't confirm or deny it. She only replied casually before turning her attention back to the class. Lin Yi knew that Xinyan was embarrassed, so he didn't find it too strange. He went into the jade space and started training quickly, but his consciousness was still listening to Boss Bai's lecture. The morning class passed, and what Lin Yi didn't expect was that Xinyan's aura was really miraculous. Lin Yi hadn't been able to stabilize his earth class for the whole night, but after a short while, Lin Yi realized that he had already done so. This miraculous situation made Lin Yi want Xinyan more and more. Of course, Lin Yi was just thinking about it. Xiao Xiao allowed him to find a big wife, and it wasn't like he didn't like Xinyan at all, but this wasn't something that Lin Yi could do alone. It was better to let nature take its course, and it would be too selfish of him to take Xinyan for himself just because of his training. Lin Yi, come with me to my office. Lin Yi was about to say something to Xinyan when Boss Bai stopped him. Okay. Lin Yi nodded and stood up, walking out of the classroom with Boss Bai. Right Coiling Tiger, on the other hand, followed after some hesitation. He wanted to go find Boss Bai as well. It was Boss Bai who told him to do the test, so it was perfectly justifiable. He was also curious as to why Boss Bai was looking for Lin Yi, so he wanted to eavesdrop. Lin Yi noticed that Right Coiling Tiger was following him as soon as he walked out, but he didn't bother with him and went to the biology faculty's office with Boss Bai. I heard that you went to the Hidden Noble House Summit as well? Boss Bai asked. Yes, Boss Bai, sorry for missing so many days of classes. Lin Yi had the right to skip classes, but he couldn't be too arrogant in front of Boss Bai, so he apologized respectfully. It's fine. You passed the test, so you can skip classes whenever you want. This is the rule of Boss Bai's class. Boss Bai waved his hand. Right, I heard that there's a pill refining competition every year in the Hidden Noble House Summit. Did you participate? Man, don't mention this pill refining competition. Lin Yi smiled. The rule this time was to make a level 3 pill, and whoever succeeded would be the winner. But everyone gave up and no one won. Oh? Level 3 pill? Boss Bai paused after hearing Lin Yi's words. Why is it a level 3 pill? Weren't the previous competitions all level 1 pills? Whoever could concoct a first-grade pill would be the winner. If both of them managed to concoct the pill, then the grade of the pill would be compared. If the grade was the same, then the time spent would be compared. I've never heard of concocting a third-grade pill. Back then, even I, Boss Bai, couldn't guarantee that I would succeed with every single one of them. Who came up with this rule to compete with third-grade pills? Oh? It can't be? Lin Yi paused. Back in the alchemy competition, Lin Yi already had doubts. Who could make a level 3 pill? But Lin Yi wasn't the one who made the rules, so he didn't look into it. Now that Boss Bai said this, a mocking smile appeared on his face. Could it be that idiot Coiling Tiger thought that I was a great alchemist, so he purposely raised the rules like this, afraid that I would win? There's such a thing? Boss Bai was also dazed for a moment. He asked, so to speak, your alchemy skills have been greatly improved? What improvement? With your method, I can't even condense alchemy fire. Lin Yi smiled bitterly. He took out the mantra for alchemists and the mantra for condensing alchemy fire that Boss Bai gave him before and returned it to Boss Bai. I'll return this mantra to you. Chapter 2164. But I can use other mantras to condense alchemic fire. This was the second time that Lin Yi had talked to Boss Bai privately. It was obvious that Boss Bai thought very highly of him, so Lin Yi didn't hide anything and told him about the other mantras he knew. Moreover, although Lin Yi knew that Right Coiling Tiger was eavesdropping outside the door, he didn't care. Right now, he had basically fallen out with many hidden families, and the fact that Lin Yi was an alchemist wasn't a protective talisman for Lin Yi himself. Moreover, he had already tricked Right Coiling Tiger. Whether it was the competition or the medicine cauldron from before, Lin Yi had already broken through enough. Even if Right Coiling Tiger knew that Lin Yi wasn't an alchemist, he wouldn't be able to do anything to Lin Yi other than regret. Oh, using other mantras to condense alchemic fire? After hearing Lin Yi's words, Boss Bai suddenly had hope again. Condense alchemic fire for me to see. But Lin Yi nodded and condensed a first-grade alchemic fire on his palm, showing it to Boss Bai. First-grade alchemic fire of the yellow level, very good, very pure. After carefully examining the alchemic fire on Lin Yi's hand, Boss Bai exclaimed in surprise, "Very good, such a pure and stable first-grade alchemic fire, it's almost on par with my peak. Try changing the intensity and temperature of the fire, see? That won't do." Lin Yi smiled bitterly and began to increase the intensity of the alchemic fire, but just as he increased it, the alchemic fire went out without any warning. Went out? Boss Bai frowned. You've tried? Yes, I've always tried. Whether it's changing the intensity or the temperature, as long as there's the slightest change, the alchemic fire will go out. Lin Yi said bitterly. But this is the first time that I've encountered such a situation. Let me think. Boss Bai looked at Lin Yi in surprise. He closed his eyes and considered Lin Yi's situation carefully. At this moment, at the door of Boss Bai's office, Right Coiling Tiger was already gnashing his teeth in fury. He slapped his legs and stamped his feet, cursing in his heart. Lin Yi is such a jerk. He doesn't know how to make pills. If I had known that he couldn't make pills, why would he have raised the rule of the alchemy competition to the refinement of third-grade pills? According to the original rules, he, the Right Coiling Tiger, would have been the winner. However, the hidden Right family was afraid of Lin Yi. They were afraid that Lin Yi would win again and make things worse. This made the Right Coiling Tiger extremely regretful. Especially when Right Coiling Tiger heard that Lin Yi couldn't even control a grade 1 alchemic fire, the expression on his face was incomparably wonderful. Only now did he realize that he had fallen into a huge pit. He had been completely played by Lin. Lin Yi wasn't an alchemist at all. He was just an ordinary cultivator who could condense alchemic fire. Being able to condense alchemic fire didn't necessarily mean that he was an alchemist. After all, alchemic fire wasn't that easy to control. However, Right Coiling Tiger was prejudiced. At old Master Tang's birthday banquet, he saw Lin Yi controlling alchemic fire. Moreover, at the summit of the hidden families, Lin Yi didn't even spare a glance at those second-grade pills. All of these made Right Coiling Tiger think that Lin Yi was an alchemist. But who would have thought that Lin Yi was actually a liar? He didn't know how to make pills at all. He was completely bluffing there. I still haven't figured it out. After a while, Boss Bai opened his eyes, shook his head, and said, if there must be a problem, then it can only be that the mental cultivation method you practice may conflict with alchemy, or that you don't have the fire and wood attributes in your body, so you don't have the talent for alchemy. Other than that, I really can't think of any other possibilities. So that's how it is. Lin Yi smiled bitterly. He didn't have much hope in the first place. After all, Lin Yi also knew that his mental cultivation method was rather special. It was already very good that he could have a cheat in other aspects. If he had the extravagant hope of knowing alchemy, wouldn't he be an all-rounder? My mental cultivation method should be of the extreme yang attribute. It should be inclined towards the fire attribute. After all, my martial arts are also of the fire attribute. The attributes in my body should also be of the fire attribute. Then, could it be that what I lack is the wood attribute? Lin thought for a while and asked, "That's not it either." Boss Bai shook his head and denied. A body with a pure fire attribute can also become an alchemist. On the contrary, because of the single attribute of the body, the condensed alchemic fire will be purer, and it will be easier to control. There won't be a situation where the fire will be extinguished just by changing the intensity and temperature like you did. A cultivator with such an attribute will have high attainments in alchemic fire, but they can't become an excellent alchemist. Lin Yi was slightly stunned. A single attribute can also become an alchemist? That's right. But this kind of alchemist has a fatal flaw. Without the wood attribute in their body, they can't sense the state of the elixir in the medicine cauldron at any time. They can't change the intensity and temperature of the alchemic fire according to their feelings. Therefore, this kind of alchemist can only rely on practice to refine some elixirs. Boss Bai said, but even so, the success rate of this kind of alchemist is very low. The elixirs that they can refine are also very low in quality and level. Therefore, many of these alchemists regard alchemy as a sideline and won't delve into it further. After listening to Boss Bai's words, Lin Yi suddenly thought of Han Jingjing. Her attainments in the control of alchemic fire were also extremely high, but her perception was very poor, or even no perception at all. Could it be that Han Jingjing was such a person? However, this kind of noob alchemist in Boss Bai's mouth became a nature-defying genius in Han Jingjing's hands. Only a genius girl like Han Jingjing could develop some scientific alchemy methods and make up for her lack of perception through scientific calculations. And after the conversion of the scientific formula, it was even more accurate than the perception. No matter how powerful the perception was, there were times when it was wrong. Unless it was a particularly powerful alchemist with particularly strong divine sense perception, no one would be Han Jingjing's opponent. After thinking through this, Lin Yi also understood why Han Jingjing was so skillful in the control of alchemic fire. However, Han Jingjing actually made up for her shortcomings. Her IQ was really high. Looking at her silly look, he didn't expect that her IQ was not low at all. Could it be that this was the idiotic side of a genius in life that people often said? As everyone knew, there were many geniuses who didn't behave like geniuses in other aspects, but they had amazingly high IQ. Lin Yi thought, could Han Jingjing be one of them? Chapter 2165. Before Boss Bai finished speaking, he was interrupted by Lin. Lin Yi waved his hand and said, "Wait a minute, Mr. Bai, the walls have ears. Wait for me to deal with it, and I'll be right back." With that, Lin Yi walked straight to Boss Bai's office, raised his leg, and kicked the door. This kick was different from before because there was still some pure chi in it. When Right Coiling Tiger heard Lin Yi say, "The walls have ears," he knew that Lin Yi was going to kick the door, so he quickly removed the ears on the door and moved a distance away. He sneered in his heart. "Do you think I'm stupid? The same trick is useless against me, Right Coiling Tiger." In the end, what Right Coiling Tiger didn't expect was that although Lin Yi didn't seem to use much strength in this kick, because he used true chi, the iron door made a loud bang, and there were some sound waves resonating. Right Coiling Tiger's eardrums trembled, and he fell to the ground dizzily. Fuck. After Right Coiling Tiger fell to the ground, not only did his eardrums hurt, but he was also very depressed. He thought that he would be fine after a distance. Who knew that it would be so strange this time? After Lin kicked the door, he returned to Boss Bai's desk and said, "Okay, it's done. My door, it'll probably be broken after a few more kicks." Boss Bai laughed and said, "Actually, this alchemist's notes were not organized by me, but a set of notes passed down in the Heavenly Elixir sect. Although it's not a street item, it's not top secret either. At least for Right Coiling Tiger, with the relationship between the Right family and the Heavenly Elixir sect, they should have collected it, so there's no need to hide it from him." It's better to hide it." Lin Yi blinked his eyes and his heart moved. This time, he didn't know if Right Coiling Tiger would be fooled. "You cheated him of 2 medicine cauldrons before, and you want to cheat him again this time?" Boss Bai smiled and asked. "Master Bai, you already know?" Lin Yi smiled bitterly, not expecting that Boss Bai knew those things so well. "I know a little. But it's fine. See if you can trick him more this time." Boss Bai said, I'll cooperate with you. Lin Yi's eyes widened and he looked at Boss Bai in surprise. He didn't expect Boss Bai to say such a thing. Was he going to help him trap the right coiling tiger? I don't really like the Hidden You family, but I do like you. Who else should I help if not you? Boss Bai chuckled. Don't think I'm so old-fashioned. You are indeed not old-fashioned. Lin Yi recalled Boss Bai's style in the class recently. He was indeed not an old-fashioned person, but he was just a bit domineering. This is an alchemist's insight notebook. Study it properly when you get back. This information is different from the elementary mental cultivation method from last time. This is a very precious thing. Don't show it to others. Boss Bai suddenly raised his voice and said, try to comprehend it from here and see if you can find the reason for you. Right coiling tiger just got up from the ground at this time and put his ear on the door. When he heard Boss Bai's words, he was shocked. It was indeed a good thing. No wonder Lin Yi was so cautious and kicked the door. I almost missed it. And through Boss Bai's words, Right Coiling Tiger also confirmed that it was not Lin Yi who tricked him before, but Boss Bai did give him an ordinary elementary alchemist cultivation method. He was so eager to ask for it, it would be strange if Lin Yi didn't lie to him. Lin Yi in the office was a little surprised and looked at Boss Bai strangely. Lin Yi could detect the slight changes in the office door and knew that Right Coiling Tiger was eavesdropping, but how did Boss Bai detect it? After all, he was a useless person with broken meridians. Seeing Lin Yi's confusion, Boss Bai turned the computer LCD screen on the table to face Lin Yi, pointed at the screen, and smiled without saying a word. Lin Yi looked at the computer screen and suddenly realized that on the computer screen, it was actually the surveillance image of the corridor outside the office. Right Coiling Tiger was clearly eavesdropping on the image. Okay, this time I won't show it to anyone. Lin Yi nodded and said. However, Lin Yi planned to let Han Jingjing take a look at this information when he went back. As an ancient sect that specialized in alchemy, the Heavenly Elixir sect naturally had its unique features. Han Jingjing might learn something from it, but Lin Yi's desire to learn alchemy had faded a lot. If it was in the past, Lin Yi might be very anxious and try to figure out the reason why he couldn't make alchemy. But now, with a genius like Han Jingjing by his side, he was not too worried. As long as Lin Yi improved his strength and helped Han Jingjing improve her strength, then it should not be a big problem for Han Jingjing to make a third-grade alchemy pill. Okay, there's nothing else. You go back to eat. I have an appointment with Right Coiling Tiger. I think he has already arrived. You kicked the door before because of him, right? Boss Bai began to say some high-sounding words. I don't care if you have conflicts with him in private, but in school and in my class, you'd better keep it down. Don't let me catch any dirt on you. Otherwise, I'll expel you. Yes. Lin Yi looked at Boss Bai's smiling face and said serious words, and also found it very funny, but he still pretended to be serious and said, Don't worry, Boss Bai, I won't do anything to Right Coiling Tiger. That's good. Boss Bai nodded. He said this to warn Right Coiling Tiger not to look for trouble after suffering a loss, not to warn Lin. By the way, Boss Bai, I have another question. Lin Yi wanted to turn around and leave, but he suddenly remembered Han Jingjing's alchemy in the morning, so he asked, Have you heard of the situation where several medicinal materials are put together to make alchemy pills? Why do you suddenly ask about this? Boss Bai was slightly stunned when he heard Lin Yi's question. I have seen it in an anecdote. It seems that there is such a situation? Lin Yi did not say anything about Han Jingjing. Yes, this can really be done in ancient times. In a furnace, multiple materials can be refined at the same time. Not only can they be successfully refined at the same time, but if they are lucky, there may be one or two or even more elixirs. Boss Bai said, however, that can only happen when one has reached a terrifying level of mastery in the fire and wood attributes. Chapter 2166. So this way, if you want to make multiple elixirs at the same time, you have to keep using your divine sense to feel the changes in the cauldron. That's the only way to succeed, so there really is. Lin Yi heard Bai Boss words and was very shocked. Han Jingjing didn't seem to have any wood element perception at all, but she didn't need any. Everything was calculated with scientific formulas, and it was even more accurate than perception. There is. It's just that the pill recipe for refining multiple pills has not been passed down. After all, the time, temperature, and intensity required to refine 2, 3, 4, and so on are all different. If it were recorded as a pill recipe, it would be ever-changing. Boss explained. Plus, those who can make multiple elixirs are all master-level elixirs. Back then, elixirs above mystic class were everywhere, not as rare as now. Even the former miracle doctor, Zhang Liju, my ancestor, didn't reach this level. Thank you for your explanation, Bai Lao. Lin said, then I'll be leaving first. Go back and take a good look. When you're done, return the files to me. Bai Lao said. Okay, Bai Lao. After speaking, Lin left the office respectfully. He opened the door and saw Right Coiling Tiger, who had hurriedly dodged to the side. He smiled coldly, so someone was eavesdropping. But how did you feel about that kick just now, Master Right? Did it feel good? Lin, what are you talking about? What do you mean good? I just came, I don't know what you mean. Right Coiling Tiger pretended not to know and said, huh? Lin, what's that in your hand? Is it good information? Oh, it's not good information. Didn't I give it to you last time? Lin said calmly, and you said you were tricked, that I tricked you. So, it's the information from last time. Right Coiling Tiger felt disdain in his heart, but his expression did not change. I didn't see it clearly last time. Let me see it again? What are you looking at? Boss Bai is waiting for you in his office. Hurry up. Don't blame me for not reminding you. Boss Bai's exam is very difficult. Lin said. Don't change the subject. Boss Bai asked me to go after school. I can come back at night. It's more important to read the files first. The more Right Coiling Tiger listened to Lin Yi's calm words, the more certain he was that Lin Yi had obtained good information this time. Because Lin Yi was neither pretentious nor pretentious, and he didn't take the initiative to exchange anything with him. Instead, he lied to him and said that it was the information from last time. Therefore, Right Coiling Tiger's interest was immediately aroused. Dream on. Lin Yi's face turned cold this time. He held the documents behind him and said, I gave it to you last time, but you didn't read it. It's impossible for you to read it again. You went to a bookstore to rent a book, but you still want to borrow it for free after you return it? Do you think that's possible? Right Coiling Tiger wanted to say, how could this be the same? But thinking about it, it was really the same and he couldn't refute it. Hey, I'm leaving. I still have to eat. Goodbye. Lin turned around and strode away. Humph, you want to lie to me, Right Coiling Tiger? It's not that easy. I heard it. It's obviously an alchemist's notes. Do you think I'm deaf? Right Coiling Tiger frowned and thought about how he could trick Lin into giving him the information in his hands. Because he had heard Boss Bai say before that this information was very precious and it was best not to show it to others. This made Right Coiling Tiger even more certain that what Boss Bai gave Lin this time was the essence of his life, the alchemist's notes. Right Coiling Tiger, what are you standing at the door for? Come in. Boss Bai's majestic voice sounded. Right Coiling Tiger turned around and found that the office door was not closed. He was a little annoyed. This Lin must have done it on purpose to make a fool of himself in front of Boss Bai. Mr. Bai? I don't dare to come in. Yes, I'm a little scared. Right Coiling Tiger thought for a moment and said, just now, Lin threatened me, saying that your exam is very difficult, so I kind of want to back out. If you want to back out, just drop out. I'll go handle the procedures for you. Boss Bai said lightly. About this, I'd better not. I'm taking the exam. I'm taking the exam now. Right Coiling Tiger said quickly. Okay, since it's an exam, there are 2 questions. 1 question, distinguish all the medicinal herbs in here and write down the names of these medicinal herbs by category. Boss Bai took out a small box from the cabinet in the office and put it on the table. Right Coiling Tiger took a look at the box and cold sweat appeared on his forehead. There were at least 20 to 30 kinds of medicinal herbs in the box. If these medicinal herbs were of the same kind, Right Coiling Tiger could still do it. But he couldn't recognize all of them. With a glance, there were at least 3 or 4 kinds of medicinal herbs that he didn't know. What about the last question? Right Coiling Tiger asked with a bitter smile. Analyze the ingredients in this medicine. Boss Bai took out a box of Dr. Kang's 100 Pain Relief from the drawer in the office and threw it to Right Coiling Tiger. Right Coiling Tiger saw the words, Dr. Kang's 100 Pain Relief, and his eyes suddenly lit up. He was familiar with this. This formula was given by the hidden Kong family. At that time, Right Coiling Tiger even handled it, so Right Coiling Tiger knew the ingredients inside clearly. Mr. Bai, what if I only complete one of the questions? Right Coiling Tiger asked carefully. If you only complete one, then you can't ask for leave at any time, and you have to take the final exam. But this time, I'll forget about it. In fact, Boss Bai just wanted to give Right Coiling Tiger a warning. He didn't really want to fire him. After all, Right Coiling Tiger also came in because of his reputation. Although Boss Bai didn't care about anyone's reputation, this was the principal's personal greeting, so Boss Bai couldn't be stubborn. Okay. Right Coiling Tiger was already very happy to have such a result. He quickly picked up the Dr. Kang's 100 Pain Relief, opened it, and pretended to study it attentively for a long time before saying, there are Panax nodo ginseng, Notopterygium nodo ginseng, Peonia peonii, Wei Ling Xian. But the most important ones are aminopyrene and caffeine. Not bad. You're right. Boss Bai nodded and said, it's just that I don't know who made this prescription. It's so wicked. It clearly says that it's a herbal preparation, but it adds chemical ingredients. It says that there are no side effects, but there are side effects of aminopyrene and caffeine. Chapter 2167. Boss Bai, on the other hand, couldn't have guessed that the question he asked Tiger Yu was actually giving him free marks. Lin Yi had already told him the formula of Miracle Dr. Kang's 100 Pain Reliever at the press conference of Miracle Dr. Guan's medical company, and as long as Tiger Yu paid some attention, he'd be able to answer correctly. Yes, this is indeed a little immoral. These herbs do have the effect of promoting blood circulation and removing blood stasis, but with the addition of aminopyrene and caffeine, the effect will be significantly improved. So, this medicine can't be said to be a scam. It just hides some facts. Yupan who said, it seems like your foundation is quite solid. I'll let this go, but next time, you're not allowed to skip class. Boss Bai said, if you want to ask for a leave, you have to give me a reasonable reason and tell me in advance. Yes, Mr. Bai, I understand, Coiling Tiger Right said respectfully. All right, go eat. Boss Bai waved his hand. Right, Mr. Bai, did you look for Lin Yi to take him in as a disciple? Coiling Tiger Right asked carefully. What does that have to do with you? Boss Bai asked indifferently. It's like this. That Lin doesn't seem to know how to make pills? Coiling Tiger Right hesitated and asked. Why? Boss Bai didn't deny it. Nothing, Mr. Bai. If you want a disciple, character is very important. Coiling Tiger Right lowered his voice and said, Mr. Bai, that Lin Yi's character is a bit problematic. What's wrong with his character? Boss Bai paused and looked at Coiling Tiger Right with interest. That Lin Yi is actually an alchemist, but he lied to you and said he doesn't know how to control alchemy fire. Coiling Tiger Right said, back then he publicly said on many occasions that he was an alchemist. Also, at this hidden Noble House summit, if the bet was some pills, Lin Yi wouldn't want them or use them to exchange for other treasures. If he wasn't an alchemist, why wouldn't he want those pills? Pills are so precious, but he didn't want them. This can only mean that he doesn't lack pills. He's an alchemist. Oh? How do you know that he lied to me and said that he couldn't control his alchemic fire? Boss Bai looked at Tiger Right in confusion. Actually, I was just eavesdropping at the door. Right Coiling Tiger was stunned, but he still admitted it, and he simply said, in fact, Lin Yi's purpose is to cheat you of your alchemist's notes. Your good information is generally not easily shown to others, but he used the excuse of not knowing how to refine pills to gain sympathy. Oh, I was going to show him the alchemist's notes anyway. Is there anything else? Boss Bai asked. This is all. Panhu Right looked at Boss Bai's indifferent look. Although he was very unwilling in his heart, there was no way. Boss Bai didn't seem to care at all, so what else could he say? He could only say resentfully, then I'll take my leave, let's go. Don't forget to close the door when you go out. There's no one at the door this time. Boss Bai said lightly, but it made Right Coiling Tiger's face turn red. He was afraid that Lin Yi would also eavesdrop, so when he entered the office, he didn't close the door. This was also the reason why he dared to slander Lin Yi behind his back. Otherwise, at the Hidden Family Summit, Right Coiling Tiger already knew that Lin Yi was a powerful character. It was better not to provoke such a person, at least not someone that Right Coiling Tiger could afford to provoke. Even his old man Right didn't dare to face Lin Yi alone, let alone alone. He didn't even dare to encircle and kill him together with old man Tang. What else could Right Coiling Tiger dare to say? After leaving Boss Bai's office, although Right Coiling Tiger was a little depressed, he also understood one thing, and that was that the information in Lin Yi's hands was indeed the alchemist's notes. This time, Right Coiling Tiger was even more determined to get the information to take a look. Last time, he was tricked by Lin Yi, but this time, it wouldn't happen again. Boss Bai had personally admitted that it was the alchemist's notes, so how could it be wrong? And looking at Lin Yi's unnatural look just now, it was probably something good, so Right Coiling Tiger decided to carefully calculate what price he could use to exchange for the alchemist's notes. Lin Yi didn't have the desire to eavesdrop at all. He directly took Boss Bai's information, went to the cafeteria to buy a boxed lunch, and returned to the dormitory. Bai Weiduo was chatting on the computer, and when he saw Lin Yi come back, he said excitedly, "Big brother Lin, long time no see, I have good news to tell you." "Good news? What good news?" Lin Yi sat in his seat and opened the boxed lunch to eat. Although he didn't need to eat, if he didn't eat, life seemed to be missing something, and Lin Yi was not used to it. In the days when you were not here, through my unremitting efforts, I finally got Himeiue's QQ number. We are chatting well now, and Himeiyue finally agreed to my invitation to go to the movies with me tonight. Bai Weiduo said happily. "Oh, congratulations." Lin Yi's impression of Himeiyue wasn't very good, but Bai Weiduo liked it, so he didn't dispel Bai Weiduo's enthusiasm. "Wait, big brother Lin, I haven't finished speaking yet." Although Himeiyue agreed, she doesn't want to go with me alone. She said that she wants me to bring you and Xan Yanzi, or Zhao Xingji and Chai Shaoling. Bai Weiduo said. "Then you let Xingji go." Lin Yi suddenly realized that Zhao Xingji wasn't in the dormitory. "Where did the fatty go?" "Don't mention it. The morning before yesterday, we went to class. The floor of the dormitory building had just been wiped. When Zhao Xingji went downstairs, he accidentally slipped down. He was too fat and broke his sternum. He is lying in the school hospital." Bai Weiduo said depressingly, "Chai Shaoling is nursing him there." Lin Yi was a little speechless. It wasn't a big deal for ordinary people to fall, but when he fell, his bones were crushed by his own weight. However, Lin immediately frowned because the place where Zhao Xingji's fracture was a bit strange. Sternum? It was possible to say that his arm or leg was crushed, but his sternum was crushed? Why did it feel a little awkward? How difficult of a fall was that? Especially when going downstairs, according to the center of gravity, the fall should be the whole person falling backwards. It was impossible to crush the sternum. Wait, what the hell is going on? Zhao Xingji's bones? I'm afraid it's not as simple as breaking, right? Lin Yi frowned and asked. Chapter 2168. Chai Shaoling also had the same intention. They agreed not to tell Lin Yi because Lin Yi was a very loyal person. It was impossible for him to ignore this kind of thing. However, they were afraid that Lin Yi would get into trouble again if he interfered in this matter, so they made up such a reason. They didn't expect the loophole in this reason to be noticed by Lin Yi. Bai Weiduo thought about it carefully and also found the loophole in it. Although he came from a medical family, he wasn't a detective. He didn't have much contact with treating injuries, so he made such a low-level mistake. He fell down on his stomach? Bai Weiduo said. Fell down on his stomach? Why don't you fall down on your stomach for me to see? Hadang? No concussion, only a broken sternum? Lin Yi said, what the hell happened? I knew I couldn't hide it from brother Lin. Bai Weiduo said helplessly, when we freshmen enter the school, every year there will be senior students coming to the dormitory to sell some things. This is the so-called seniors helping juniors, but in fact, it's forced buying and selling. This is the unspoken rule of our school for many years. In fact, there are some small gangs in the school, and these seniors who are selling things are members of this small gang. They come to the freshman dormitory to sell things. Everyone is forced to buy. If I was in the dormitory at that time, I definitely wouldn't let Zhao Xingji be impulsive. But at that time, only Zhao Xingji and Song Xiaodao were there. The two of them didn't buy it, but the students who came to sell forced them to buy it. They were pressured and had to buy it. But after that, Zhao Xingji went to the school student office to report these people. So, the school dealt with these people and recorded a demerit. The school didn't know about this before? Lin Yi frowned. I know, but if the people don't report it, the officials won't investigate it. After all, there are some small businesses in the school. It's just that the school leaders didn't know that they went too far. This time, they caught the example. Bai Weituo said, "What does that have to do with Zhao Xingji's injury? Did they come back for revenge after that?" Linist. They didn't come. After all, no one dared to go against the wind and commit a crime, but their group came. They were from the school's boxing club. At that time, Zhao Xingji wasn't in the dormitory, so they beat Zhao Xingji up and broke his ribs. Bai Weituo smiled bitterly. The boxing club's boss is Li Biaohan. He's a very famous person in the school, and I heard that he has a lot of power outside the school. The boxing club is basically a small gang, and the members are all hoodlums. Li Biaohan? I understand. Let's go see Zhao Xingji first, and then let Zhao Xingji decide how to deal with this guy. Lin said, Big brother Lin, we can look at Zhao Xingji, but let's forget about finding trouble with Li Biaohan. Bai Weituo smiled bitterly. I've been in this school for so many years, and I still have some understanding of this Li Biaohan. He's very good at martial arts, and most people aren't his opponent. Oh, it's okay. I'm not an ordinary person. Lin Yi said indifferently. Sweat, Big brother Lin, I know you're better. You're not even afraid of lions and tigers, but that Li Biaohan. How do I say it? Bai Weituo was a little embarrassed. My grandfather used to be an alchemist, and he came into contact with a lot of things. Have you heard of a swordsman? I've heard of it. Lin Yi nodded. Bai Weituo was a little surprised. He didn't expect Lin Yi to have heard of a swordsman. Then it was easy for him to explain. That Li Biaohan is a swordsman. It's better if we don't provoke him. Otherwise, there won't be any benefits. Anyway, Zhao Xingji got a blessing in disguise this time. He confirmed his relationship with Chai Shaoling. That's a different thing. We can't just let it go. Lin Yi said, Let's go. Let's go see Zhao Xingji first. I know a little about medicine. I can help him recover faster. All right. Bai Weituo had no choice but to accompany Lin Yi to the school hospital. Sure enough, what Bai Weituo said was right. Although Zhao Xingji was lying on the hospital bed, Chai Shaoling was by his side, and he looked happy. Xingji, Big brother Lin is here to see you. Bai Weituo pushed open the door and shouted loudly. Boss, you're here. When Zhao Xingji saw Lin Yi, he smiled. It seemed that he was immersed in the happiness of being in love. He didn't even care about being beaten up. Xingji, how is it? Are all the bones connected? Lin Yi asked with a smile. And they're all connected. They're young and almost healed. They can go back in a few days. Zhao Xingji chuckled. Let me take a look for you. Lin Yi said. Boss, you can see a doctor? Oh yes, Weituo said before that his grandfather was cured by you. You're good at medicine, then you can take a look for me. Zhao Xingji didn't doubt Lin Yi and said directly. Lin Yi's medical skills weren't a secret, so he didn't need to hide it from Zhao Xingji and others. Moreover, these people were all on his side, so Lin Yi wouldn't hide it. However, when Lin Yi treated Zhao Xingji, he still used the method of silver needles to help Zhao Xingji heal and didn't directly transfer true qi. In the end, Lin Yi applied some medicine to Zhao Xingji. This was the treatment Lin Yi used before entering the space of the Jade Pendant and discovering that the art of dragon mastery could heal injuries. Lin Yi didn't use true qi to completely heal Zhao Xingji, but left a small gap. However, with this herb on him, he would definitely be healed tomorrow. At that time, everyone wouldn't think too much and would only think that Lin Yi's herbs were magical. Boss, this herb is different when applied to the body. It's very comfortable. It seems that the injury is half healed in an instant. Zhao Xingji said. Hee, it's good that it's effective. Lin Yi nodded. Well, you should be able to get up and walk around now. Let's go find that Li Biaohan to settle the score. Ah? Find Li Biaohan? Zhao Xingji was stunned. He hurt you. Who else can we find if not him? You don't want to just let it go, do you? Lin Yi had always been like this. He was very protective. If his friends and family were hurt or cheated, he would take revenge. Boss, let's just forget it. I'm fine now. Zhao Xingji was originally very angry, but after hearing Bai Weiduo talk about Li Biaohan's power, he gave up. He came to university to study and date. He didn't want to cause trouble. If he provoked Li Biaohan, he might not have a good life in the future. Chapter 2169. Zhao Xingji was stunned. He wanted to say, so what if I'm not willing? But he suddenly thought of Chai Shaoling beside him. He was too weak. Would Chai Shaoling look down on him? Thinking of this, Zhao Xingji said, I'm not willing, bro. It's just that 2 fists can't fight against 4 hands. That Li Biaohan is not only powerful, but he also has many underlings. If we go, we can only be beaten. I think we have to plan before we act. There's no need to plan. Just find that Li Biaohan. I'll help you break his ribs, and then ask him for a sum of money. Lin Yi said, if you don't go, I'll go myself. Okay, then let's go. Zhao Xingji saw that Lin Yi was helping him. If he still didn't go, he would really be a coward. Thinking of this, he gritted his teeth and jumped out of bed. Indeed, he found that his bones were much better. Except for some faint pain, it seemed that there was nothing else. Then I'll go too. Bai Weiduo sighed. Now that things had come to this, if he didn't go, wouldn't he be a coward too? Chai Shaoling was calm. Lin Yi, are you confident about this matter? If you're not confident, let the school solve it. Do you think I will harm them? Lin Yi asked. This you won't. Chai Shaoling thought about it. All along, Lin Yi had been helping his brothers in the dormitory. He definitely wouldn't harm them. Moreover, every time Lin Yi did something, he had a plan. Just like the drinking competition with Bai Weiduo before, and then in the Lion and Tiger Park, he helped Bai Weiduo to let Zhang Duopan and Fan Ganhe be bitten by lions. Although Chai Shaoling didn't know how Lin Yi did it, it showed that Lin Yi wasn't a reckless person. If that's the case, then let's go. Lin Yi said and walked out of the ward. At this time, all the doctors had gone for lunch, so there was no one else. Otherwise, if they saw Zhao Xingji leaving the hospital, they would definitely ask about him. The only person on duty didn't even know Zhao Xingji. Since it was decided, Bai Weiduo didn't say anything else. He brought Lin Yi to the boxing club's headquarters. However, it wasn't time for the boxing club to be active. There was no one else in the boxing club except for 2 underlings who were practicing. Who are you looking for? Are you here to sign up? These 2 lackeys were the lowest-ranking lackeys. They were freshmen this year and had just joined the boxing club, so they were in charge of recruiting new members. Where's Li Biaohan? Lin Yi didn't have time to talk nonsense with them. President Li isn't here. What's the matter? One of the lackeys stopped practicing. Hearing Lin Yi's unfriendly tone, he frowned and walked over. Give him a call and tell him that someone is looking for trouble. Lin Yi was not in the mood to chat with a little brother. So you guys are here to sweep the field. The lackey finally understood the purpose of Lin Yi's visit. Sweep the field? Li Biaohan doesn't have that much influence. This field isn't worth it. I don't have time to waste with you. Hurry up and call him. Lin Yi waved his hand impatiently. The lackey glanced at Lin Yi, Zhao Xingji, and Bai Weiduo. Chai Shaoling was a girl, so he automatically ignored her. He and the other guy were new members of the boxing club, so their skills weren't that great. 2 against 3 wasn't much of an advantage. Therefore, he hesitated for a moment before a cold glint flashed across his eyes. Then wait. He didn't have Li Biaohan's phone number, nor was he qualified to have it. He was only a newcomer in the boxing club, but he had the phone number of the boxing club's vice president. Is this Brother Gao? I'm Little Six from the boxing club. Someone is sweeping the field. Yes, 3 people. The lackey ran to the corner and called the boxing club's vice president, Gao Lutong. Li Biaohan actually rarely came to the boxing club, so the affairs here were all decided by Gao Lutong, the vice president. Although the lackey was far away from Lin Yi still heard what the lackey said. When he heard that the lackey was calling a vice president, there was a hint of mockery at the corner of his mouth, but he didn't expose him. Lin Yi had a rough idea of what was going on. A small character like this would be lucky to have a vice president's phone number. The president probably wouldn't be able to reach him, but that didn't matter. He just asked the vice president to call Li Biaohan over. Boss, Bai Weiduo was a little guilty. Do we need to talk to my grandpa? Let the school step in? My grandpa still has a say in the school. No need. Lin Yi said, if you go to the school, they will think that you are afraid of them. They will take revenge on you later. The most direct way is to break their boss's ribs and make him pay. They won't dare to do it again. Bai Weiduo smiled bitterly. If Li Biaohan was so easy to deal with, he wouldn't have been able to run amok in the school for so many years. Not long after, Gao Lutong appeared at the entrance of the boxing club with 4 burly men. Before he walked in, he shouted loudly, "Who has the guts to be so arrogant in the boxing club? Don't you want to live anymore? No one is arrogant here. You are the one who is arrogant. Don't you want to live anymore?" Lin Yi looked at the person as if he was looking at an idiot. What do you mean? Gao Lutong was stunned. He didn't understand what Lin Yi meant. However, Bai Weiduo and Zhao Xingji understood and laughed secretly. Chai Shaoling couldn't help but laugh too. However, when Zhao Xingji saw Gao Lutong's face clearly, his expression suddenly froze. The person who took the lead to beat him up was this Gao Lutong, Vice President Gao. Brother Gao, what he means is that you were the only one who was arrogant just now, so you said that you don't want to live anymore? One of Gao Lutong's smarter underlings quickly explained. Damn, you're playing word games with me? Gao Lutong was furious after hearing that. He pointed at Lin Yi and said, Kid, after so many years, no one has dared to come to the boxing club to challenge us. I think you're really a weirdo. Word games? That's because your IQ is too low. I don't have time to talk nonsense with you. Get that President Li Biaohan of yours here, said Lin Yi impatiently. Get Brother Biaohan? Are you worthy? Gao Lutong looked at Lin Yi and the others mockingly. His eyes suddenly fell on Zhao Xingji and he was a little surprised. It's you? Brat, so you're saying that you're here to take revenge? Although Zhao Xingji was a little afraid, he couldn't hide since he was recognized. He could only bite the bullet and say, yes, my boss brought me here to challenge us,